Hello and welcome. What's up, everybody?
What happened to our Minotaur, Pat Minotaur?
Yeah, good question. I'd love it if Paul could come play, and I'm sure he will show up whenever he can. He just, I guess, doesn't have consistent availability on Mondays to play.
Well, did we even ask him?
Yeah, he knows. He knows. I mean,
I just wanted to make sure that it was like a known thing.
Well, we can double check. I mean,
what we're going to be doing, and
like for example, if you see him pop up as being live online on Discord, then send him a message and say, "Dude, jump in," just to make sure he knows. But yeah, 2 weeks ago he played, and then last week he sent me a message after the game time and was like, "Oh man, sorry, it didn't work out for me to come today." So I'm pretty sure he knows and would be here if he can. If you see him... And I just got my stream started, okay.
Yeah, it took me a second to realize your stream was running so I can mute it.
Yeah, mute that. I just got that too. Always put a word or two in the chat as well. Say hi to you in there. They count up how
I don't have your stream. I've just got a rerun on your stream.
Yeah, I was wondering if it would kick the rerun off. And for my end, it like didn't seem to for a second, so I just went ahead and hit reload on the page, and then it did. I don't know if that's. It's supposed to take over, you know.
It keeps reloading the same rerun. Keeps starting with a wizard.
No, it's definitely on. It's definitely streaming on my end, and it says live and everything, like I'm watching it. So I guess just I don't know. It's one of those. Whatever, it's got like a cookie or something that it rechecks every 5 minutes or something like that. So soon it will let you.
Okay, here we are. Wow, that's way behind.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, so keep your eye on Roll20 more than on the stream. Just maybe flip over to the stream periodically and see if anybody's posting.
How do you have zero viewers while I'm sitting here watching it?
Yeah, and I'm watching it too. Some of those counts might not be real time. It might be a few seconds behind.
Regulate.
Okay, so I think I've got it going, and I've got... Is that even the right camera?
Where's my favorite? Where's the tuna head? Tuna head!
But at least, I guess you guys can see on stream. Yeah, there's tuna.
Tuna! Tuna head!
Tuna Pazale. Sup? Okay, so we're there. So people who come into our Dungeons & Dragons Twitch stream can chat live with the players and Dungeon Master of the game. Come on in, folks. Yeah, it's not showing any viewers on there for me either.
It's telling me that's a video, not a live stream. Hang on, I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way.
Weird. It says live at the top right on mine, and it looks pretty close to live. Yeah, it's definitely the view I've got set up for today. Make it work.
Okay, I got that sorted.
Sweet. Now I stop looking at my stream and start looking at Roll20 and have faith that whatever I see in Roll20 is basically I'm casting out a player's version of that on my other screen, so it should look okay. Okay, here we are. We pick back up with the quest that we were playing last week, and the theme of the quest involved going north out of town and investigating a cemetery or graveyard on the northeast outskirts of the town of Harakote. There have been reports of odd happenings emanating from there. In last week's session, 3 of the characters, 2 of whom are with us now, made it to a pink wizard's house next door and went through their cabbage patch and into the wizard's house. There were some spirits outside guarding a gate that told you not to come in. But Rainbow Silk's character, Ku, bravely strode in anyway and had some of their own encounters on the inside, came out with pink glitter in their teeth. With the pink glitter, Ku says that he's got to go off on a special mission to find a toothbrush and some toothpaste. And so he's headed back. They're headed back to Hirakote, but along the way, Ku encounters Havarti the dog and points the wizened Greyhawk player character Hound towards the cabbage patch. Havarti meets up at the gates of the cabbage patch with Hadrig and Adrian, who have both fled inside the gates of the garden due to the approaching presence of a frightening Death Rider.
Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with the Death Rider, man.
Yeah, nothing to do with the Reaper on horse.
Chris, as Havarti is approaching, if you can see your token on the road, you're on a dirt road, kind of on the north outskirts of the city, and you do in the distance see something very odd, and your danger senses perk up because you see this horse riding towards you with a foggy green feet and a grim Reaper holding a scythe riding atop it. It's galloping towards you, but your keen dog hearing does not hear a horse, and your smell does not smell a horse. But you clearly see it galloping down the road quite threateningly towards you.
I guess I will turn around, even though my token's not facing that way. Bristle a bit and large in size. Growing to be
cool. Can you do that automatically, or do you have to be specifically threatened, or can you choose to do that, or just feel threatened and it happens?
Just whenever I feel threatened.
Okay. All right, you turn into the big dog. I want to check one more Roll20 thing here. So I can flip your token around, but is it possible for you to flip it around yourself? I wanted to know if that's within player ability or not. You would right-click your token and see if it will let you say, like, maybe advanced flip horizontal. Is that an option if you right-click yourself?
Nope.
Okay, it's a DM-only thing. I'm working on an API that will flip you if you use the arrow key to the right. I don't have it ready yet, though.
The only thing I get when I right-click is the bubbles up top, the notification symbol at the bottom, the settings at the bottom.
You can't turn yourself upside down like that.
No right-click menu whatsoever.
I can spin myself.
I guess the right-click menu is only a DM thing. I think it is. It looks like pretty much every control in it is a DM-only thing. I didn't realize that. Okay, so I've turned you around since the action's going to be heading east for the beginning of today's session. You smell the cabbages in the garden. Hadrig and Adrian. Does either of you remember what time of day it was when we left off? Wasn't it just afternoon?
Yeah, I think it was afternoon.
Or had already declared that it was coming to dusk and sunset times?
I don't remember the actual time. I just know that we started in the morning, and it wasn't too far of a jaunt to make it over here. So I know that Jesse and myself we were kind of spooked by the spirit guardians, and then while we're poking around, we noticed, we saw this and kind of fled back around. So it could be approaching dark, or there was an unnatural darkness or something.
Yeah, I think it's a storm. There were some
that's
weather
right.
events happening. Yeah. So dark clouds roll in.
I'll just growl at it, stand my ground, and just be ready to pounce on it if it seems like it's heading to attack us.
Okay, so you're going to stand your ground bravely in the middle of the road, huh? Alright.
Yep.
The horse does a galloping charge attack at you. And it comes near you, and the scythe passes just over you with a miss. You hear nothing, and you feel no wind as the rider rides on past you. Now, it's going quite fast. It's going about 24 right now. And it looks like it could accelerate to even faster than that. I think your movement rate is 15.
Yeah, but I'll turn around, keep an eye on it. It doesn't look like he's circling back. If he does come in again, I'll pounce at him.
All right. He goes down, and a round passes while you wait, but he very shortly turns around and comes back for another pass.
Go for the horse's legs to try and
All right.
knock it over.
A strong wind and rain comes up as it's galloping towards you. You're quickly becoming a wet dog. You're okay with this?
My favorite thing.
Okay.
Not really, but
Hadric and Adrian, you see the Death Rider coming towards Havarti and swinging his scythe, and you know that he's come to euthanize and take your favorite doggy pet on the Rainbow Road. So you can tell that death has come for Havarti. He swings the scythe, and it appears to hit Havarti. And you both have a shock of fear, Hadrig and Adrian. But you sort of cower behind, or I don't know if you cower, that's up to you to decide. But you're in fear, and you're behind the wall here, and you kind of hide behind the wall and peek over. And as you pick your eyes up again above the edge of the wall to see the damage is done, you see that Havarti is okay. Havarti, you can go ahead and make your attack on the rider as he charges through you.
I think it's more of like I'm charging and throwing my body into the horse's legs, trying to knock the rider off the horse and knock the horse down.
Yeah, and let's see, your girth is probably like something like maybe 2/3 of a horse now, or equal to a horse. Probably 2/3 of a horse, I would think. Okay, here's your attack.
About 2/3.
You go bounding towards him, and you manage to. Your jaws clamp down as you go sailing through where the horse should be, and you go tumbling into the mud and dirt just beyond where the horse was, as it rides on incorporeally past you. So, did that make sense at all, Chris? You went right through.
Yeah.
So it went right through.
Havarti's not that smart, though.
Yeah, and in the rain and the stormy wind and the flash of lightning, I mean, you at first thought, oh, I see a scythe cutting off Havarti's head, but then you looked again and you were like, I think he just went through him, but I'm not sure. But Havarti pretty much knows because he made an attack at him, and he's like, I bit where that horse was supposed to be, and I didn't get no fur in my mouth, no flesh. I didn't knock anybody. I was trying to do a knockdown, didn't get any knockdowns.
Oh, it's a ghost.
Yeah, obviously it's a ghost of some kind. Didn't seem like it did anything to Havarti, so that changes some things.
Yeah. Earlier it kind of made you guys kind of fairly afraid, and I think I had you do some rolls for it. You were both fairly... Adrian was more afraid than Hadrig, but they both sort of were afraid. But yeah, no physical damage seems to have been done.
But I mean, having watched the Pale Rider go through Havarti, or watched Havarti go through the Pale Rider, I probably would look at Adrian and just kind of like, I don't know, man.
Right.
What do you think?
Right.
It's like one of those things where something spooky just happens and you just kind of watch it and go, oh, and then look at each other and go, oh, what do you think we should do?
Hoodwinked.
We do the Scooby-Doo. What do you think, Shaggy?
We need to get Havarti a Scooby snack.
Need the GTFO. That's what Havarti's thinking.
we still gotta head to the cemetery.
Chris, I guess you've heard the stories about I'm trying to think of let's see, who here has played Custodians of the Galaxy or a very special episode? Just Jesse? Or has Chris played it?
I played it.
Okay. So, I'm trying to incorporate some ideas from that game. There's some little things about it that are super neat. where it hands some things over to the PCs more. You know, in the past in AD&D, I call that world building, but in that game, it has a kind of a Mad Libs element to it.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
But in this case, I would kind of say, here's the D&D-ified high fantasy way, not TV sci-fi trope way, but that I'm trying to do this in this case would be like, so, Havarti, how did you find out from your contacts in the city of Hirokote that weird things were happening at the graveyard to the northeast of town, and what rumor did you hear that was happening? It's a graveyard, and it's got weird happenings in it, and you've heard about it. Can you add to that a little bit?
It's probably from the people who owned the place beforehand. They probably contacted the Brotherhood and
okay. Wait, I want you to keep going.
Offered a sum to
how did they own
investigate it?
How do they own it? Is there? You mean the caretakers? Or they owned the field before it was turned into a graveyard?
Yeah, they just essentially own the land and kind of run the property.
Okay. So the previous caretakers of the graveyard said what? Or they knew of the Brotherhood and they visited them?
Yeah, visited the Brotherhood and offered them some form of payment, whether it be coin or information, in order to kind of look into it and see if it's something they can take care of.
Very interesting. And how come they went to the Brotherhood instead of, say, like some official organization or something?
They probably did. The organizations in town, the government, probably couldn't be bothered with something that was either too troublesome or not important to their pockets.
Okay.
And so they didn't put their time into it.
That makes sense. The previous caretakers there, who took care of the graveyard before, they mentioned that there were some strange neighbors who lived next door in a pink house. And the pink house people were involved in magic. What sort of things did the caretakers say was the reputation of the pink house people? The pink house wizards. They lived next door to the cemetery. So the previous cemetery caretakers knew of these wizards. Did they have anything to say about them to the Brotherhood, or did they leave that just off the table?
They had weird parties late at night. They ran around naked.
Yep.
Had fires where they burned things.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Very interesting.
You're a cultist.
Some sort of cultists. And you're in their cabbage patch just now, by the way.
Lovely.
Okay, great. Thanks, Chris. And I don't even remember the exact nature of the stories and rumors that I told to Hadrig and Adrian last week. Do you guys have anything either that you remember from last week or that you want to add in terms of rumors of creepy graveyard that makes you want to go there rather than turn around and go the other way?
We didn't really hear much. Who heard most of the things, I think.
I feel like I went
kind of
around...
tagged along with them.
I went around and everybody talked about their burial rituals in their towns, and then
we did that part.
I was trying to get that to connect to, like... And then you heard about how people do it here in Hirokote, and they have headstones, and they bury the people in the ground. And occasionally, if it's done wrongly, the people wake back up later and crawl their way out of the ground and start causing all kinds of trouble. And those are called undead, some people say. That was some kind of rumor. So, some version of that. It's kind of an interesting thing to you.
Well, yeah, it came into be where we realized we got, a bunch of undead around and just trying to figure it out.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So, a bunch of, Hirokote, Egyptish undead apparently are here. Whereas in your individual cultures, you may have other ways of disposing of the dead and have sometimes restless spirits of different forms. Mm-hmm. There seems to be a form particularized to this area, and their icons are lovely and pixelated and designed by Pixels and Dragons, which is Dr. Disaster on Twitter and Desurion on the Roll20 marketplace. So there are more undead pixels lying ahead. What will you do? Chris, you see a couple of spirits at the gate to the north of you, and they say, do not come in here, wet dog. No wet dogs allowed. And they stand
I'll kind of stand
the
there and stare. Do I sense any hostility from them?
I don't think it would come across as hostility. They're, they would be hostile. They've got their spears crossed across the entrance. So they're sort of like, guards at a gate, or even like sort of those medieval type of guards that you could picture outside the gate. So they're not even looking at you. They kind of like look off into the distance. So they're very firm.
I'll sit down and kind of turn my head to the side.
Okay. They more or less ignore you and keep the gate barred with their physical presence. As you turn your head to the side, you side-eye them, right? You're still looking at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you notice you can see partway through them.
I will proceed to try and just straight walk through them. Though it's probably not the brightest idea.
Okay. Alright. You walk right through them, and you do succeed at moving through them. They continue to harry you and try to obstruct you and speak to you along the way as far as you go up this path. If you get past these purple trees, then something else might happen. So as you move along the path this way, they keep saying, no, back out. You're not supposed to come this way. Wait, sit, stay.
Bad dog.
I'll keep an eye around as I'm coming through as well.
Okay. No one is allowed in here without an appointment. Do you even speak common? Surely you're some sort of shape changer druid or something. One of them flies ahead of you and goes to the house to warn the residents. The people that are pictured to the side of the house are actually inside the house, because I don't have an inside the house map. So we decided if you want to be inside the house, you would token over here to the side. So if you want to go in, you have to get in this front door. And you immediately start to smell cat smells.
Like
what are the others doing?
Undirty litter cat smell, or just cat smells?
Well, he's a dog, so I think he's very... no, it wasn't specifically dirty litter, but cats live there. Yeah, so it is. Sorry, it is. Yeah. I don't want to make it like they don't change the litter. It's not that. It's just you can smell cats live there. If you're sensitive to it, like a dog.
Guess standing outside, I'll bark really loud a couple times.
Okay.
As to get anyone's attention that's inside. What's Hedrig and Jesse doing?
Kind of just watching you, man. I mean, I've been kind of looking at you and looking at Adrian like, doggo gets it easy.
Yeah, they weren't very friendly to us.
Yeah, they didn't let us pass at all.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't. I couldn't remember if you guys tried to walk through them or not. But Ku managed to get through them last week.
He's fearless. I don't even know if he understands it.
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly the lines I was going along with. The spirits can't quite put the fear in him in the same way. So you get to the front door and you bark at it, and nobody comes out, but you get the feeling you're being watched.
I'll put my paws up on the window and look inside.
Okay. All right. Yep, you can do that. Inside you see some people kind of like hanging out. There's some topless people in there, and some are juggling small balls of fire on the inside. Like this guy. He's juggling fire.
Juggling fall balls of fire. Okay.
This guy sits with his robe hanging open, and he's kind of man-spreading, and he's tossing a couple balls of fire.
Nice. Walk back this way. I look back at the others like, are you covered or what?
You want to go in there, huh? Okay.
I probably would move up towards the gate, look at the dog, and just shake my head like, they're not going to let me in there. They haven't been it, so I'm not even going to try.
I'll bark back towards Adric and Jesse as I'm sitting there.
We've been warned off pretty heavily, but I'll take a step forward.
All right. The spirits emphasize no entry without an appointment. Now is not a good time for you to come here. I must bar the way. And the thunder crashes. The cold winds blow.
Hardy's gonna turn around and just go full bolt at the door.
Okay. I think just do one of your two paw attacks on the door. It is a huge wooden double door. Ooh, that's a very powerful attack, though. With a very powerful attack, you break through even a light magical lock on the door, and it goes busting open. An alarm goes off loudly, and several of the people inside the room sit up and take notice of you immediately. Some cats that live in there scurry away, but a cat person comes out immediately and says, and you see the hairs on the back of her stand up, and you see her tail stand rigid. And she's got a weapon in her hand. She's a bipedal, standing upright cat lady. She looks ready to defend the residents of the house.
I'll hold my ground standing there and kind of slowly back down the steps.
Alright, I'm trying to think. Let's see. A lot of times dogs will growl at cats. What's the reverse? What's the sound a cat makes? She's just like...
They hiss.
Oh, yeah, hissing. That's it. So she does start hissing at you, and as you back away, she takes a step and a half forward for every step you take back. So she advances aggressively all the way up to the front door with her big bladed weapon out.
Cat's gone bad.
Ooh, that 3D'd up nicely on the map. That looks good.
Oh.
I'll sit upright in front of her, trying to look non-threatening.
Interesting. Alright, we're always playing out we're always role-playing cat and dog dynamics in this campaign, Chris. Very interesting. How will she respond? So you sit there. What's that posture mean? It means you're like non-threatening, right?
Yeah. Like my paws sitting in front, my head looking forward, and just sitting there, tail wagging a bit.
Deeper into the house, it's a little harder to see indoors, but you can see in there, and somebody turns off the alarm that was at the door. The sound of the alarm goes off. The cat comes out the front door and examines... No, in fact, she kind of just tries to close the door behind her, and then another wizard comes up behind her and starts to examine any damage to the door so that he can repair it and close and lock it properly. She doesn't seem to be saying anything to you. She's kind of stopped the hissing, but she's still trying to get you away. And the spirits approach again and say, "You cannot come in without an appointment."
I look back at the others.
They're guarded at the gate by another spirit who blocks the way, but you can see.
Yeah, we got a spirit standing in our way. He keeps telling us we don't have an appointment.
There's rain and mud and semi-translucent spirits that you can see through.
Well, I'll ask the spirit, how do we make an appointment?
Keeps going on about appointments.
Yes.
Like you got a day planner or something.
Yes. The spirit says, we're not taking any new appointments at this time. Come back later.
Why not?
What is your business here? What do you want from the Wizards of the Pink House?
What everybody wants from the Wizards of the Pink House: sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Murder hobo.
I mean, this is the place to party. I mean, this is like the destination for the hardcore party extremist.
Party hardy.
Oh wait, shit! I think I got it confused. This is not the cemetery, right? This is the neighbors.
This is the
Yes,
house next to
this is the
cemetery.
neighbors. That's true.
Oh well, fuck! I thought this was the cemetery.
No,
Oops,
this is a lovely
sorry
pink
for the
house
door.
with wizards in it. Yeah, it's a house that several wizards live in. That's what you've deduced so far. And they're guarded by a cat lady also, and some spirits.
I've already, after realizing this, because he's pretty dumb, but he finally put it together. He just turns around and walks away.
All right. You detect that
And he starts stalking.
there are more of the cat guards here as well. You notice that. I put one more on the map just to help represent to you that you notice there's some of them up in the trees. All right. You get back to the cabbage patch, and the spirits bar you from going back into where you were.
I don't think they ever answered us what you needed to make an appointment for.
They didn't tell you the procedure to make an appointment intentionally. So they said that they weren't taking any appointments right now. So it was one of those frustrating non-answers. It's definitely a present mystery. I don't want to say too much. I like the players being stumped about it, so I'm going to try to not over clueify. It might be something that comes up later, so it could be of soon relevance in ways that I don't even know, or it could be something that ties in later too. So keep it in mind. All NPCs, it's a common NPC thing. You meet an NPC and then later something they said, you're like, oh, now I see what they mean. That said, a little bit of time was spent at the Pink House, and the darkness of the afternoon wears on. It's still raining on you all. It's stormy out.
Still raining.
A horrible day to go to a cemetery.
Is there ever a good day to go to a cemetery?
Decoration?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's ever a good day for going to cemetery, especially when it's pouring rain. Besides, we saw that big pale rider, and like I said, I don't know, Jesse, if you want to go, we want to go there.
Well,
But I guess we got our hound with us who
didn't seem to affect the hound, so...
Well, we
We
could
can follow
definitely...
him.
It's sandboxy enough that you guys can turn left and go a completely different way if you want.
I think we at least should check it out, so...
Okay, sounds dangerous.
That's always dangerous one way or another.
And
we might as well see if there's some crazy cultists doing stuff.
Vardy just wants to get out of there. He realized he fucked up their door when he thought it was the cemetery.
I'm kind of curious enough to at least know what's going on, so I guess I'll sneak up and take a look at the gate from a distance there.
All right, you are convinced that you see a ghostly spirit near the gate. Or even worse than a ghostly spirit, you're convinced that you see the corporeal walking visage of death itself alive on the material plane. You see...
that was the same one that was on the back of the horse.
Yes, yeah.
Huh.
But now dismounted. Red eyes, a black long cloak, a scythe that could be used for two things, either harvesting wheat or harvesting people's heads off of their shoulders. and taking
I don't
their
know if
spirit
that's
away.
some. I mean, that's obviously. That's obviously something. That's not.
Hello, Mr.
That's not a good side, obviously.
I've already barked at it to get its attention.
I'll wave at it I'll give it a friendly wave.
All right.
Friendly wave. Last famous words, people. A friendly wave.
Havarti, this one has no smell, but it does make a noise from a distance. So it does say, "Whoo." So it's kind of flying around. It's flying around just slightly above the ground. It seems to be levitating, and it's near the entry of the cemetery up ahead. How does it respond to your barking? I mean, it's not afraid. I don't think it really specifically acknowledges it. It just kind of says, "Woo." Hadrian and Adrian, you guys have been
up to it.
Yeah, okay. All right. You walk up to it and sniff at its robes, and you see that it doesn't really have a smell to it. You think you could probably push your nose right through its legs.
I put my head through its legs to see what's under its robe.
Yeah, you go in one side and come out the other side. So you can kind of see out the back of it.
I'm going to do my best to investigate, kind of empirically investigate, but not really get close to it, meaning enough where it would touch me. I'm kind of watching it.
Okay.
I may even try to see if it can be turned, just for the sake of experiment.
Okay. All right, which one do you want to do first? Do you want to approach him with turning, or do you want to approach him for investigation?
Approach first with investigation.
Okay. Go ahead and make a saving throw, and you're going to get a bonus this time of +2. Or, yes, +2. And this would be like a save versus, like, petrification.
No, that's not going to work. So
that's not going to work. So you're in fear of it, and your investigation can't proceed. You have to back up a bit and RP that.
I actually go back all the way to the corner again and just kind of do that's too creepy. It's too creepy. I don't think I can handle that.
Love it. This does have such a Scooby element to it, especially with like hiding behind a wall, looking out. That's really funny. Adrian, do you want to get close enough to the where you'd have to also make overcome a saving throw to continue approaching?
Did it wave back at me?
Yeah, he's got the glowing red eyes of death. He looks like he wants to harvest either your head off your shoulders or possibly just directly your soul. Maybe suck it out. That's kind of the stuff you're thinking.
I'll walk up and try to shake his hand.
Oh, okay. You walk up with your hand extended. You seem very confident. Why are you so confident?
Because I don't think it's real.
Yeah, but you've heard about like undead at this graveyard, and you've heard like godly legends of people that think people like this.
We watched it go right through the dog earlier, and the other ghosts we've encountered haven't been able to do anything really. So
okay,
I'm emboldened.
Okay, I like it. There is a different word there also, but if you're emboldened, we'll go with the emboldened bonus on your saving throw of +3.
Roll a d20 +3.
Yes, a d20 +3, and we'll compare it against your saving throw at your level for your class against petrification category. That might be a make it. I don't know. I'll have to look. I don't have my chart open. I should have had it open. But I will open it and see. So you are a enchanter. If you know your saving throws, tell me. But if you don't, I'll look them up.
Let me look them up. Hang on.
Cool. I'm about to find them and open them too. Usually I have my DM chart with me. And sometimes I don't even have to look because we know, according to the roll.
Petrification.
Yeah.
I actually don't see the saving throws for those on the character sheet here at the moment.
What's the name of that save that's got petrification in it, Solid? Do you know it?
I don't see any saves at all on this new sheet.
Not sure. I mean, it would be. Are you doing petrification?
Oh, I might have taken the saves off this sheet in this game. Sorry about that.
I think go to the here. What are you trying to save on?
He's basically like a second level wizard, I think. He's a second
Give
level
me
enchanter, I
one
think.
second, I'll find it. Let's see. Wizard. What type of save are you trying to make?
Petrification, which has another name that I forget.
Paralyzation? Oh, polymorph. Petrification or
Yes,
polymorph.
yes.
13 or more.
Okay,
for
he rolled a
second level
14.
wizard.
Glad we looked it up. So 14.
passed.
You save, you reach your hand out to shake his hand, and you notice he does have a bony hand sticking out from under the black and tattered sleeve. But as you grasp at the bony hand, it's not really physically there. It's thin air. Alright, I will clear up some map for you right there, Havarti. Oh wait, where'd Havarti go? For 1 second I saw you at the entrance of the place, now I don't see you at all.
I'm still there. I'm on the edge of the black.
Okay. Why can't I see you? Okay, I think I see you. Ah, okay, gotcha. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and clear up some of the graveyard for you. So, yeah, you get in there, and here's initially what you see. Okay, Adrian, do you want to convey anything to Hadrig to help him overcome his fear? Do you have any way of helping someone overcome their fear? Not necessarily with the spell, maybe words. I don't know.
Yo, bro, it's just an illusion. Don't believe. Don't buy the hype. Don't fall for the marketing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Look,
maybe I should roll something to see if I can overcome.
Waving my arms through this ghost and nothing's happening to me. I'm dancing inside of it. Nothing's happening. I'm doing one of those Russian kick dances.
He keeps trying to convince you. We can just go real time. It's cool. So he's trying to convince you, and it's not working, is it, Hadrig?
Nope. Yeah, because I just figured roll another saving throw and see where it goes. So it's like,
all right.
yeah.
So you keep trying,
thanks.
or you can keep trying. You will sort of say, like, let me check what Havarti's doing for this minute of time. So Havarti, you proceed into the graveyard, and you see. Initially, you can see that it's the whole black area above you is full of many headstones. But initially, you're in an area that's got a path leading west, a path leading north, a path leading east. You're kind of at an intersection there. And there are 2 graves to the west of you and 2 graves to the east of you. The 2 to the east of you seem somehow slightly disturbed. These 2 headstones. The ground in front of them is scratchy and loose.
Copy that. Probably will just kind of survey the whole area just to kind of see first before he looks at anything specifically.
Okay, so you're gonna move on. Okay, north.
Yeah, he'll cut across the grass.
Okay. All right, let me clear that area up for you. You get into that area and you find 2 more disturbed graves. And you find that you're trotting across the dirt that is sort of like lumped up there, leaving some muddy footprints. Okay, you're kind of at a wall there. Let me see how that wall goes. So there's a wall with hedges and things there. You're strong enough to jump over it.
Which do you do?
You do? Alright,
Yep.
You jump over it and you come to an area where it has 1 disturbed grave to the west of you and then 1 headstone that you can't see the other side of it unless you go around it to the south. In that amount of time, I'll say that's been about a round. You've explored several areas of the cemetery and unblackened the map for your mates. Adrian, you want to try and help Hadrig out of his fear again?
Sure. I'm going to walk back to Hadrig, tie the rope around him, and then drag him back inside this ghost so he sees that it won't hurt him.
Because, boy, that really inspires confidence in people. Oh, you're afraid of heights?
Right.
Here, let me tie you up on a pulley system and raise you up 600 feet. Yeah, now are you over your fear? Oh, you're afraid of spiders? Let me tie you up and put you in a room full of spiders. There, now how do you feel about it? Woo!
I would say I would say check to see how strong you are. Because you tie the rope around, and I'd be like, nope, still not going.
He's probably a stout dwarf.
We had a comment in chat from Zinsuni, one of our regular watchers, who said, "Stop juggling them things and go see a doctor." Just thought you guys might want to know that comment came through. Good. Okay. So, yeah, you're being dragged unwillingly in that direction, Hadrig. You can save again along the way. That's basically what I was saying about the real-time thing. Like, just throw another save for another minute passing and...
No.
Okay.
Even more so. That's even worse before you start trying to pull me, and instead you realize that I'm much stronger, and I start pulling you back, so we're having a tug-of-war.
That's what happens. Thank you so much.
I'm going to yell for Havarti!
All right, Havarti, you want to do a little more exploration?
Yep.
Down into that section, all right? You've trod over another grave that's been disturbed. You see another 2 headstones to the south of you that you can't see what's beyond them unless you go south on that path there. And
yeah, he'll keep going.
Okay, all right. Oh, okay, you didn't take enough time to explore that field up there then, so you don't know what was there. But you go down there to the south, and the path curves to the west, and as you look over to the west there, you see that there are graves there which have been dug up, or someone's dug their way out of them and they're gone. These are more disturbed than the others that you saw. Just then you think you hear some noises on the other side of those headstones, like just to the north of you. There's a larger field up there that you didn't quite go into, and you think you hear some rhythmic footsteps in that field.
Hardy will bark really loud, hoping the others hears it, and he'll check it out.
Interesting. Alright, nothing so far. You don't see anything quite yet. Go about 1 or 2 more blocks and I'll let you stop. Okay, stop. I will free that up and roll an initiative and tell you what you see. But while we're doing that, what about the other 2 guys in that period of time?
I think we're still playing tug-of-war.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of having a tug-of-war with each other.
You're not going to win at that, Adrian, so we can. I'm willing to do rolls for it if you want to. I just think that strength-wise, Hadrig's character probably.
I mean, at some point he'll give up, but
I have a couple different methods of rolling.
4. I mean, that's strong, right?
You're probably never going to beat him. I mean, with the mechanic.
No, I just realized strength is my dump stat, so yeah, no.
Instead, as you're trying to tug me, I tug you and the rope over towards me and go, I'm not going towards that thing. You might as well stop now.
It's not a thing. It's an illusion.
Yeah, well, it seems pretty real to me.
It doesn't exist. It's fake. Even Havarti can see that was nothing.
Havarti's a dog.
Exactly.
What does he know?
If he can see it, so should you.
That's what everyone thinks. That's what you think. I don't think that. I mean, look at it. It's clearly undead, and it is scary as crap.
I danced inside of it. How is that scary?
I don't know. It looked like it ate you.
Nope. I'm still here, aren't I?
That's true. Let's see. 12. I don't know if 12 is going to do it.
Meanwhile, back in the graveyard, Havarti notices 4. Havarti, you see, the best way to say it is you see 4 dead people dancing and shambling towards you. They're marching rhythmically and turning their arms up right and left in a kind of a very enticing fashion. Like a very, it's fun to watch. It looks kind of radical. and surprising. You see 4 dead people doing a line dance coming towards you.
One question for you, Gold. Is this a magic effect?
Is this a what?
This kind of Reaper, is it a magical effect?
Yes, it is a magical effect. Do you get a bonus against that? I maybe should have mentioned that earlier. Yes, it is a magical effect.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered with the earlier rolls, but this one is high enough with the bonus, yes. So I would say continue on with what Havarti's doing. And I'll come back.
Okay, because you might be able to overcome it since it turns out to be a magic in this case. I mean, that's a good question because there's so many other things that I'm not admitting to your character that it's magic, but as Hadrig gradually figures that out, you'll get your +4. I should have given you that from the beginning.
Oh, no,
but in other words,
fine.
I mean, it's not something like a fireball that's probably magic. It probably wasn't magic. It probably was an undead spirit. That's by all and purposes, it looks like an incorporeal undead. And you've heard of those existing, and you would think one of those would be here. But there is your +4 reverse magic, and there's one other Advanced Dungeons and Dragons AD&D technique for getting past things like this too. Jesse tried and did an emboldening. He said he was emboldened towards it, and that was good. That helped his morale and his bravery. Hadrig examines it closely, visibly, and you can see through it. He has no body odor, but I mean, why would he? I mean, he's a skeleton, basically. He's, but you notice there is still some flesh on him, and you would think surely rotting flesh would leave some kind of a smell. You would expect some kind of bad breath. An illusion? What? Oh, so you think it's an illusion. If you think it's an illusion, you can always try to disbelieve it. That means you don't believe it's real. Yeah. I mean, disbelieving is the inverse of what...
Oh, he is right.
So you do disbelieve?
Yeah, because I mean, I don't get the corpse stench or any of that, like if it's physically real, so I'm just kind of like, no, this thing isn't real.
Okay.
So I disbelieve it.
All right.
Because I know I'm kind of like around it. Like, wee.
All right. With the disbelieve, you get to roll a save versus spells, and you get a bonus for disbelieving it. But you've also got a magic bonus, and you've also got a confidence bonus since Adrian and Hadrig and Havarti have demonstrated it. So I guess just roll it, and if you don't roll a 1, you succeed.
Yeah, that's a pass.
Because you would have probably +6 more on top of that. For all intents and purposes, you can ignore it. I think maybe it kind of disappears for you, actually, when you disbelieve it, but I'm kind of leaving his token on the map because Adrian still sees it there. But Adrian knows that he can walk right through it. So I've moved him out of your way. He's no longer obstructing the gate, and Hadrig, you go in. As you go in, as you enter the front door, you see immediately that 2 adversaries are standing up right in front of you. They immediately stand up out of the nearest grave. They kind of crawl up out of the ground. They look like they are very skeletal. They look like the skeleton of whomever was buried there before might just now be standing up to fight you, possibly. They don't say a word, but they don't look friendly. Oops. I accidentally resized you a little bit. Didn't mean to have you selected. Trying to make these skeletons a little smaller. Hadrig, you see 2 skeletons recently risen from a grave. Right in front of you.
Well, I'm going to look at what are these? I'm just going to walk by them like they don't exist.
Okay. All right. As you walk by the one that's just risen up there on that grave, he grasps at you with his hands. And the DM rolls some dice to take a look here. And the DM finds, let's see what his AC is. 14. He's got a hit. So he grabs you on the leg and scrapes your ankle for 2 points of damage. So a bony hand is grasping at your ankle as you walk by this grave. Adrian, you walk into the gate of the graveyard and you see two skeletons come up. One of them grasps at Hadrig as he walks past.
They look like real skeletons or ghostly skeletons?
They look every bit real. They appear completely real. You
try to lasso them with my magic yellow rope of ensnaring.
All right. Let's look up what that does. Let's see. Ensnaring. What is ensnarement based on? Is that based on a spell called snare? Let me look. I gotta look around for. I'll look it up in the DMG and see what it does. But I'm gonna look up the spell first because I think there might be a spell that is based on with that name. But I think the spell's called snare, not ensnarement. Yeah, it's a 3rd level priest spell, which has a range of touch. But that's okay. Your lasso is going to touch them if you, and it enables. Let's see here. Oh, that's the one that makes a snare where they don't even see it. Okay, hold on. Let me see what it does when it grabs the person. It tightens upon the victim and wraps itself around the entire creature, causing no damage but tightly binding it. The snare is magical. For 1 hour, it can only be... For the first hour, it can only be broken by someone with strength of 23 or greater. So, a cloud giant or greater. Let's see. After that, the strength of the bond gradually deteriorates over time. The snare can be cut only with a magical weapon of +2 or better. And that's pretty much it. So... your lasso goes out and automatically wraps up. Which skeleton? The one that's grasping at Hadrig or the other?
Can only do one.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I don't know if it can do more than one. You want me to keep looking into that? I'll check. Let me see. Area of effect. 2 foot diameter. Plus 2 inches per level. And the lasso is 12th level. So that means... 24 extra inches is 2 more feet, so 4 foot diameter. So stretching out 2 feet on either side of the skeleton, so still not enough to hit its mates, I guess.
Gotcha.
Probably need more like 5 feet or something to hit his mate. So yeah, you got 1. It sounds like, if it was, for example, like a wizard holding his familiar, you would get the wizard and the familiar, because they'd both be within 2 feet of each other. Anyway, you wrap up this skeleton, and I'm going to put an icon on him to make him look wrapped up. Let's see which one I can put on him. This one for now. Did that show up? Okay. You feel the skeleton tugging against your lasso. It feels very real to you.
Dwarf, kill it fast!
Okay, I'm going to put you guys in the Inish now. I wish I wasn't putting both those skeletons in the Inish. Hold on, because I don't want to put the ensnared one in. Let me get a proper selection. Add to the initiative. And then I'll advance the initiative. Okay, hold on. Okay, it's these guys' turn. Gonna need a second to get ready for their roll. These dead people dance towards Havarti, and they try.
Are you saying the dead can dance?
Yes, exactly right. Dead can dance. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if this is the one I need. I think this is it. Here we go. Okay, got the armor class, got the hit dice, got the attack roll. Number of attacks. 1 or 2. Okay. On this round, let me see which one this is. Okay, that's the back left one. He's just dancing. He's not able to attack you. The next one is not able to attack you. This one's not able to attack you. This one is... Where is this one? I don't see this one on the map. Oh, that's a Skelly. This one is the one that can't attack you. Okay. I'm gonna advance the initiative down to the one that can attack you. The others just dance near you and support the one that's going to attack you. This one claws at you, though, Havarti.
Copy that.
Okay. Here's dice, and then they've, of course, have got some modifiers on there. So the first one's a miss, and the second one's going to be around a 19. So that's probably a hit, right?
Yep.
Okay. And on that hit, he just scrapes you for damage. He scrapes you for 3 points of damage. And then the initiative moves on to Hadric. Yes, thank you for the thriller graphic. That is exactly what they look like. Good gif, solid. You got the meme skills. Are you on? Oh, he's doing a roll. I didn't hear you, by the way, solid. That's a terrible roll, though. What is that?
I'm sorry. I was going to try to turn the skeletons, but of course it's a horrible roll. So
you need high rolls for turns. So yeah, not good enough.
I needed about a 7 or more. So.
Go ahead and describe how you attempt the turn a little bit, just because one of the first times in the campaign, I think, that it's come up.
The skeleton swipes up, I look at it, then I saw that they're real. Pull out my little holy symbol, and just kind of rebuke them, and nothing happens. So I kind of sit there like an idiot.
And this is just a dancing zombie, and I'm going to refresh the initiative because I like to have a new initiative. And I got a quick roller to get it for everyone. This time the fastest is Havarti, and you actually get a double action. You jump in
He's going to bound towards the first one that attacked him, hoping to knock him into one of the others, like undead pinballs or bowling balls.
Sure, if you get a knockdown, I'll let you roll a D4 plus or a D3 plus 1 for how many you knock down. I see. You describe the natural one part of it, or just the whole thing, but you see you've got one natural one in there, and all misses.
Just the ground's really wet. Ground is really wet.
That's right.
No!
He tried to take off too fast, and his feet slid out from under him as he was trudging forward.
Has anyone yet, or let me just preview and say Mad Libs through the course of the battle, you guys can come up with colloquial names that make sense for you for some of these people that you see here. I think it would be fun to name them other than what they are in the book, whether you know what they are in the book or not. So far I've just said you've got dancing dead people up here, and then you got some, skeletons that crawled up out of the mud down here. But it would be interesting to... All three of your characters come from other areas. You're not locals to Hyrakote. Say you have your own words for the creatures that you encounter here. You don't have to answer them with them immediately, but in the RP as you go, just try to name them. So Havarti, you're attacking the dancing people again after you get up from tumbling so badly in the mud. And I think what prompted me to say that is one name for these that I happen to know of, but I don't want to say the Z word. But they're Mud Z. Mud Z. O-M-B-I-E. Okay, you attack them, and you hit them with one paw this time. One paw hits, and I took away the 8 points of damage. Yeah, I mean the monster is real. You connect with it. You notice that it's bloody and dead. You know, to go with that. I mean, your muddy paw gets up there, and he was already muddy, and your paw kind of goes into the belly, and there's like some, what would you call it? Maggots and stuff, kind of
entrails.
There's entrails also, and there's some rotting going on to where your paw kind of goes through the flesh. But you've not killed it. Even though your paws went through the flesh and into the entrails, the dancing monster still comes towards you in the mud. Adrian, our enchanter at the gate, your white t-shirt contest is working. You're soaked to the bone from the rainstorm, and everybody can see everything.
That doesn't faze him too much, but he'll cast Shocking Grasp on the bound monster in front of him.
Great idea. That's awesome. Do you reach out and touch the actual bones, or does it conduct through your rope? Is that possible? I don't know if that's possible. I'm just asking.
I think I have to touch the bones.
Okay. Because that would be kind of cool if you could grasp the other end of your rope and like...
That would be awesome, but
send a shock
Shocking Grasp, I think, says you have to touch the thing that you're shocking.
Okay. Alright. It's not a rope of... There's one spell that lets you do that. I forget what it is. Does anybody know? There's a spell that lets you have a hand that floats out with your touch spell on it.
Bigsby, I think.
Might be some Bigby, so yeah. If that was applied to a rope, that would be kind of cool too. To a lasso. Like lasso someone and then you could hit them with touch spells. Okay, so you reach out and touch the bones of the monster, which your Greek people call a...
Wango.
Yes. Can you type that in the chat? And I don't think he gets a save on that. Or I think you just have to hit a 10 or better or something. Yeah, Oingo. Nice. That's a good name. Did you get that from folklore or history, or did you just make it up?
I got that from Oingo Boingo on It's a Dead Man's Party.
The band, right? Oingo Boingo?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great band. That's great music. Yeah. Oingo
So,
Boingo. Very cool. Very cool.
No saving throw. Does 1d8 plus 1 point per level of the wizard, so 1d8 plus 2. Oh, wait, no. You can use it on an electrical conductor that touches the opponent's body.
Ooh. Oh, an electrical conductor. It says electrical.
But magic rope can easily be an
That was kind of my question.
Conductor.
I was kind of wondering.
It's magic, right?
Yeah, I think it probably can. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to say every type of rope can be a conductor, but of electricity.
Magical wet,
But
magical
this
rope
wet
surely
magic
conducts.
rope can. Yeah, it can. So you grasp the end of your magical rope that was already tied around the skeleton, send a shocking grasp through the rope. It goes around
No
the
lightning
skeleton.
bolts and arcs sizzle and crackle in the wind.
All right, that's awesome. So you successfully upgrade him to a lightning skeleton. That's cool. Yeah, he's going to electrical.
Good job, man.
No, I'm half kidding. I'm not really. I'm sort of kidding. So, okay, what you see is kind of like, let's see. Remember how? Okay, Ride the Lightning definitely has an electric chair on the cover of it by Metallica. And but I don't know. I feel like there's a common image, but I just don't know where it's from. Like of an electrocution, wherein like when the electrocution goes off, you somehow like see the skeleton inside the person. You know that view.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, it's kind of like
X-ray.
that. You light up the entrapped skeleton, but you don't kill him. So you X-ray him. And I mean, I applied the damage. It did damage, but that's not enough damage to kill him. So. He, gets shocked, and then some a little bit of smoke comes out of his eye sockets and off of his bones, and then he continues struggling against your rope entrapment. And this muddy person dances around this way so that he can get a double swipe. On Havarti, the wizened hound. Let's see, he's got a +4 on top of that, so he's got an 18 and an 8. How about that 18?
18 hits.
Alright, he hits you for damage. He just scrapes you with his claw, dealing 3 points. TOH, turn of Hadrig.
All right. Well, knowing that these are zombies, the one that Adrian's got there, I will miss with an axe.
I didn't say zombie to you. I said zombie to. I spelled that out for someone else in the graveyard. Yes.
No. I didn't say it. I just the skeleton. So
they're skellies. They are skellies.
Don't hit spot.
They are not zombies. Okay, you swing and you don't hit. Indeed.
Yep.
Now, this one is going to... Yeah, okay, yeah. He reaches out with 2 claws and kind of puts them on both sides of your face, Havarti. And you think he's giving you maybe like a chin scratch or something? He scratches you for only 2 points of damage, though. He's got his left hand kind of cradling your face, and his right hand hasn't quite gripped around you yet. This is a skeleton.
Havarti lets out a yelp after being hit a couple times.
Yeah, that's sad. You can give us a hit point update if you want. I don't know what you're on.
Nah, he was good.
Okay. Checking attacks. This bony creature over here is coming at you. And yes, I see that. Yeah, that's what I figured. So it's going to come at Adrian, I think. It saw Adrian using magic there.
It's a skeleton. I don't have enough brains to think.
Yeah, you're right. Basically, it just rises up out of the ground and comes swinging at you. So
it just likes the shiny stuff.
So against Adrian's AC, it rolls and comes up with 18. So it strikes at you with its bony hand. For this much damage. 1 point of damage.
I can handle that.
Okay, now this is a ZOM. And it dances on the back line. Keeps them all in rhythm. Now, what is that right there? I don't know what that is right there. Hold on, let me take a look. That might be an accidental token, I'm not sure. What's it look like to you, Chris? I'm super zoomed out. Oh, I don't even know what that is.
For which thing?
I gotta zoom in to even select it, I guess. There seems to be like a token up in the top corner that I didn't mean to have there. Huh.
The little fire thing?
Oh, was it a fire? It was a torch.
Oh, no. I just saw that it was like yellow and orange.
That's my round counter, but there was something that it thought someone else had a turn that didn't exist. I'm not sure. Okay, I've re-rolled an ish. Havarti, it's you. You don't get a double this time, but you're first.
Havarti is going to GTFO. And run as far this way as you can.
We're a mature channel. You can just go ahead and say it.
As you run that way, you go, what could I say? Carelessly bounding across several more graves, leaving large footprints.
He's not even going to try and jump over the bushes. He's just going to try to run through them with his large size. Okay.
In that case, I'll let you succeed also at that. You run through the hedges, getting a number of scrapes along the way. Not HP damaging scrapes, but just you've ran through the forest and you didn't have a machete. Okay, you can actually move your basic, you can charge yourself 10 feet of your fast movement rate for the bushes. So you could normally move.
How many feet is the 15?
15 means 150 feet. So
that's a long way.
It can mean 150 yards outdoors, but I'm kind of pretending the feet thing can also represent the yards in this case. So basically 150 of the unit that's on this map. I'm pretty sure that's your movement rate, especially when you're enlarged. I think it is. And that's faster than humans. It's faster than ZOMs. It's slower than horses, though. As you're running along, you see Hadrig and Adrian scuffling with a couple of skeletons that you stirred up earlier when you tromped across those graves.
Oh, you started the dead man party.
And you don't know that. The party lets out a yelp and a bark and refocuses once you see the skeletons.
Cool. And you didn't go through any more black areas as you came down this way, did you? Did you go where
no.
you went before? Okay. You sort of backtracked.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm keeping track of which graves have been awakened and stuff. Of the ones that are awakenable. So much fun. Adrian, what can you do?
I'm going to do the shocking grass thing again.
Yeah, okay. Just be sure and charge yourselves the number of spells per day. So another, first or second level? Another first level spell.
First.
Alright, 8 points of damage on this freaking guy. Let me check something here. The skeleton gets blown to pieces this time. This time it just crumbles from the electricity coming through your rope. And it breaks apart.
I'm very pleased with that.
Yeah, that was cool. Checking a couple more things. Okay, good. That's fine. Okay, back to the map. Where's my game? Okay, so Adrian, you want to hit EOT?
Alright, well, he's done that. I guess I'll swing again, and that's probably a 9's not going to work either. I'm getting horrible.
RNG problems for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not happy with you.
You guys have no idea what these things up in the northwest are doing. They're doing some different stuff. Oh, this guy, though, he was attacking Adrian, and he enjoyed that, but just now he spins around to get a quick attack on Hadrig, that dwarf there. So he stands over here in between the two of y'all and attacks the dwarf. This is including his modifier. He's not a very good roller. So against your AC, a 19.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He scrapes you with his bony hand, removing 2 of your beard hairs.
My beard hairs! No!
Fresh initiative. Adrian, you've killed one Oingo, and there's one lowly Oingo still trying to torment you, just like in Jason and the Argonauts. He's claymation. It's back around to you. I know it was just you a second ago, but it's back around to you.
So, let's see here. The first one's dead. Can I get my rope back and use it on the new one?
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Because especially since he turned to dust and everything, he broke apart, so you didn't have to untie him to get the rope back. So you pull the rope quickly back.
This new one.
And I'll have to figure out later if there's a roll, but I think if there is, it might just be you got to hit AC 10 or better. Like I'm not sure if it'd be a melee or a missile attack, but just to hit 10 or better to make sure you touch him with the rope, and then it wraps around and ensnares him. He's got a bad AC, so we'll say you get that guy and he's ensnared.
Alright.
With
Time
your
to kill a
magic
dwarf.
item that you quested for. He struggles against your snares and can't get out. The bony thing.
It's time for the dog.
Vardy's gonna bounce on the dude. God damn, I rolled
my
sucked
gosh.
today.
Wow. Yeah. God, I can't even hardly. The guy is prone, so I guess you get +4. So let me check it on the basis of that. So 12, 12, 14. You actually bite one of the bones with your bite, and you inflict 11, and you pretty much snap the skeleton, and he loses his animation. You deanimate the skeleton. So, yeah, that was a fun adventure. You cleaned all the undead out of the graveyard, I'm sure. And everything's good to go now. So you guys want to go back to town and get your reward?
I don't know if we cleared. Did we clear them all out?
I don't know.
Hardy's whimpering
I don't know
and
about
licking at some of the wounds that Ori had scratched earlier.
Who's our healers?
Who would be our healer?
I would inspect the dog's wounds to see how bad they are.
More importantly, who's our vet?
Yeah, I'm a vet. I'm a healer. I'm just a dispensary. Some drugs for you. Some herbs for you.
They're pretty deep gashes.
Fine. Forget what I gotta roll. Let me see here real fast. Alright.
I was being sarcastic about you guys cleaning out the graveyard already. I thought you would get that solid.
Yeah.
In other words, like,
rolls.
we've got like over an hour left to play, and there's plenty more things to fight here, or RP as you like, or flee if you're afraid. So the cure light wounds come, and they're poorly rolled.
Of course, that's the type of day I'm having. Poorly rolled.
Yeah, man, you really are. I that's another reason I want to do more fights and see if maybe your day will turn around still.
Vardy still looks pretty wounded, and he licks you on the face with all the rotten stuff from where he bit the zombies and skeletons.
Thanks, Doggo.
Yep.
Thanks. Thanks, Doggo. Thanks. So you're still hurt. Well, I'm going to hold on to the other two, but I can patch you with some more. So there's a good roll. So there's 6 points with healing. So I do better with healing than with magical healing.
And Vardy will bark and look in this direction.
Okay. Can you use the ruler or tell me? Okay, that direction. You see some... Let me draw a path for you. I love those Family Circus dotted line paths. So if you had gone up this way... Oops, I'm on the wrong layer. Hold on. Yeah, draw your path. Yeah, thank you. That's very helpful. Thanks, that's perfect. Okay, so that gives me the idea that you pretty much did not happen to put the footprints on these two graves right here. And so as you look up that way, you see some disturbance in the dirt, but no actual people standing up. So just in front of these two graves, you notice, as you noticed before, that the ground looks churned.
Well, obviously there's undead activity here. You think Einstein? Yes, I think so.
I thought you said it was all illusions.
Yeah, well, it looks like we just stumbled into, an undead party.
He's gonna start digging up this grade right here.
Okay.
He's just gonna start kicking dirt behind him.
Roll your initial attack roll, your regular attack roll, and that'll help me determine how far you get in there. Okay. You dig down in the dirt, and you are about... Hold on. Oh, okay. You dig really fast. Are you still in big dog mode?
Yeah, he knows that there's still the other 4 on the other side.
All right, you get down about 4 feet into the dirt, and you keep going, and then you get down about 6 feet into the dirt, and then you hit wood.
I'll kind of poke it with my paw.
Okay.
Do I hear anything?
You do not hear anything. You just poke it with your... I mean, what would you hear? It would be... I don't know how to describe it. How'd that sound? Wood? So you hit some hollow wood.
Looks back at Solid and he jumps out.
Okay, you look 6 feet up out of the ground and jump up out of your massive hole that you dug to China. Because you're a bad dog. Very bad dog. Alright.
Yeah, I mean, I would look at the dog kind of with this look like, what are you doing? Why would you do such a thing?
Just so leave the dead buried.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the ones that are dead in the ground are not the problem. even if they're undead, they're dead in the ground. Why would you do this? I could see Havarti looking at me like, you idiot, you don't understand why. I'm like,
Havarti barks at Hadrig, and he looks back at the coffin, and he looks back at Hadrig, like, trying to see if he notices to, like, open the thing.
Yeah. I have no clue what Doggo is trying to tell me.
I think he's trying to tell you found a buried treasure chest or something. I don't know.
Yeah, when obviously when I hear the banging on there, like, it's like, why do I want to open this again?
That was me smacking it.
Oh, that was you smacking it.
Yeah. I was trying to see if I get a reaction on anything in there.
Well, did anybody knock back?
No, not that anyone heard.
I mean, still, I'm not going to open it because it's the coffin, so it's just kind of like, yeah, no thanks.
Thank you for saying the actual word. It is thought to be a coffin, not a treasure chest, so opening it is interesting. Chris, are you trying to do grave robbing, or do you suspect an undead of hiding therein?
You're just curious, is it like to find out if it's all of it? 'Cause you said all these graves seem disturbed.
Yeah.
And
well, I was trying to be specific about which ones were, but some were more disturbed than others, and you can, now that you know that, you can start looking closely. All right, hold on. Let me go a little meta. No, actually, it's going great. This is going great. It's going perfect. So I'm not going to spoil any surprises. I'll just let you. This is perfect. You pee on the grave, indeed, and
on the coffin anyway.
You pee into the 6-foot hole. Okay. It washes some more of the dirt away from it, and you can see that there's a lid of a coffin there.
He'll bark and kind of pull at Havarti's whatever he's wearing. He'll pull at the bottom of his chest piece and point towards this way.
Okay, hold on, since I just did the pop-up picture, now which way again?
Basically just retracing my steps along the line.
Alright, and you're trying to get the others to come along with you in that direction.
Yep.
That would make sense. Hadrig and Adrian, do you stick with him? Adrian, you've hardly entered the cemetery yet. You're still by the very first graveyard entrance.
Yes, if he's that insistent.
Obviously, you'd be, whatever. Apprehensive. I'll say that. I don't want to say scared.
Sure, doggo.
All right. I'm trying to kind of somewhat carefully watch your exact footsteps as to which graves you trod over. In other words, there's an area in front of each of these gravestones that I'm considering the grave itself. And if you walk in front of the grave, then you leave footprints there. Alright, you guys walk in between those and then behind those. And to the west, you can see, in the distance, you can kind of just hear Thriller,
Much love for Michael Jackson. That's my childhood, Michael Jackson.
I guess his dad passed the other day, recently.
Yeah. Yes, so that's debatable on how you feel about that. Not that I wish anyone bad. It's just having heard about his father and some of the stuff he did.
Are you gonna take his book of parenting advice when you become a dad, or are you gonna do it a different way?
Yeah,
I sincerely hope not.
No way in heck. So I'm gonna
be better off taking Hannibal Lecter's book of parenting.
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter's dinner.
Are you better at taking your kid and dropping them in the deep end full of sharks and saying, or do the where is it? The Dark Souls version of raising your kid. Are you hungry? You hand him a sword. You put on your armor and you say, "Come get it." Oh, geez, where is it? But anyways, so...
All right. Adrian, do you hang that far back from Hadrig, or do you get a little closer and party up with him?
No, I'm going to follow.
Okay.
I'm just watching the stream thing.
Yep. Maybe, because I'm watching the Twitch. Yep, right. Okay. I saw it. So you went in between those headstones there. As you get there... Hadric and Adrian, you get surprise attacked by a barrage of arrows coming from over the wall. See how there's a wall just to the north of you, and there's also a wall with hedges to the west of you. Have already kind of neatly leapt over the bushes. Not as easy for the dwarf to leap over. But behind this wall to the north, some arrows sail over. Two arrows sail over from right here is what it is. And they come shooting at your bare-chested icon selves. And I'm checking here. It's going to be this. And that's going to be the one against Hadrig first, and then the one against Adrian second. 16, Adrian? You get plugged with an arrow, don't you?
Yep, thanks.
You got stuck with an arrow for 1 point of damage.
Arr.
You also cannot cast a spell on your soonest action. You have to do something other than a spell. I saw that, but still. I'm going to say that you can tell that your opponent is behind this bush to the north, but you can't really necessarily... You haven't made out who he is yet. I'm trying to ruler it, and it's not working. I'm on the wrong tool. Okay, see where I just cleared out a chunk of grass? The enemy's standing there. I'm going to move him to the regular layer in just a second when you identify him.
Okay.
Or even sooner when I get to the GM layer, I think. What do you think I should do next? I think that was a surprise attack, so I should probably roll an initiative for everybody? Yeah.
Probably.
Let me see here. Okay. There. Here's how I will initiative. I wonder if there's a way to initiative people that are on GM layer. Interesting. Adding a few more into the inish. There, the PC should be in there. And then the zombies, or the zoms, they're just dancing right now, so I'm going to have to add them in a second, though, because Chris is over there. I don't know if I'm not going to put him now in case Chris turns around. Okay, so it's the start of another round, and the guy that got surprised is cocked and ready to shoot 2 more arrows. He's going to do the same again. But both of his arrows miss or stick into your armor and don't harm you. On Adrian and Hadrig each. And Hadrig, how do you respond?
Wet cloth is highly resistant.
He's close enough for me to go up to him and try to smack him. So, pretty much as the arrows go by after surviving us, I go forward.
He's come on the other side of a bush, so he's got partial concealment from you, unless you have a way to get over the wall or the bush. Let me depict his token a little bit better. Hold on, I'm still kind of working on positioning and stuff. I want to put his feet on the far side of the wall, so it looks more that way. There. Yep. So, do you want to use part of your round to get over the wall, or through the bush?
I mean, how big and thick is the bush? Is it big and thick, or is it just kind of like a bush? It's
a shrubbery. It's like, kind of tailored to make part of the wall. You can fight your
Yeah,
way
I mean,
through
I guess I would push through it, kind of like if it's possible.
All right, you roughly push your way through, and you're able to. If you were less mighty, you might get repelled by like a halfling or something. But as a dwarf with 18 strength score, you football your way through the hedges, between two hedges.
Doing what dwarves do best.
You still have enough movement rate left to attack a Oingo that has a bow.
And I totally blow it because pushing through the bush doesn't work.
Darn. Adrian, the enchanter's turn. Adrian, the enchanting.
Adrian the enchanter, he can't cast a spell, so he's going to whip out his trusty lasso and see if he can snare that dude.
I'm going to do an emoji while you're doing that roll.
What do I need to roll?
Let's see. Oh, you're doing an ensnare? Okay, you don't need to roll, sorry. I got caught up making an emoji. So, you managed, let's see. I need to figure out range on that too. He's on the other side of a wall. So you kind of need to get around the wall or something. Can you see the wall there?
I see the bush in the wall.
Yeah, there's a bush and a wall, and you're on the south side of it, and he's on the north side of it. So I don't think you can just ensnare him over the wall. You'll have to do some positioning. Maybe if you were on top of the wall and he was on the other side, then you could, but... So sort of like not a direct line of attack to him. You know he's there, but he's across the wall.
Okay. I'll try and get on top of the wall.
Okay. You have a 40% chance of successfully climbing the wall in the rain. So you would roll a D100. And you don't get up the wall this time. It's too slippery. You scramble part way and then slide back down. And it's Havarti's turn. Havarti, you sense danger. And it's not just the zombies off to the west who are holding their dance party, but you think there's another skeletal archer just beyond the bush to the north of you.
Havarti will attempt to jump over this bush.
Okay. You see him when you get over there, and I'm going to open him up on map. Token layer, there we go.
Oh.
There was another one, in fact, so... Yep, you find you still are able to attack him, and you get over there on the same round. And your second paw smacks him with a natural 20, so I'll make that 7 points of damage instead of the 4 you rolled. Can you move off the skelly a little bit so I can select him? Thank you. Maybe that's not why I couldn't select him. Why can't I select him? I'm on the wrong layer, that's why. Okay. Now I got him. Here we go. -7. Okay, I took the damage off. It wasn't quite enough to kill him. And you didn't even knock him down, surprisingly. You spun him around.
Right around, baby.
He turns around, and finding you at too close of range to shoot his bow at you, he drops his bow and draws a short sword, which he rolls against Havarti. 16 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
3 points of damage. Fresh initiative. Jesse's fastest. Adrian's up.
I'll try to climb again.
Okay, 40% chance.
Huh.
Oh, wait.
I fall down again.
Oh, this time you go, oh wait, I was trying to climb, but I forgot to use my rope of climbing. And this time you throw your rope of climbing over and you have basically 100% chance.
Okay.
Were you using your rope of climbing? You didn't tell me that before, or I forgot. Maybe you assumed it.
No, I wasn't. I was just trying to get on top of that little fence thing here.
You are the proud owner of a rope of climbing and ensnaring. Isn't that right? I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Climbing is...
The rope, kind of squeezes you on the wrist and is like, hey, buddy, use me. I'm good for climbing, too. It gives you an assist, and you get up to the top of the wall. That does take up your round, though, to do the climb.
Nice.
Next round, you'll be able to cast a spell or use your magic item again.
Yep.
Natural 1 and a natural 20 in the same thing. How to resolve that? Okay, so looks like one paw hit and one paw super hit. So that's a bunch of damage. In fact, it's going to be enough damage to kill him. So how do you kill him so clumsily? A natural 1 and a kill.
His first paw just goes straight through the hole that he punched through before. So it doesn't connect with anything. And being basically inside of him, Havarti just bites his head off. Has it between his jaws. Rips it off, shakes it a little bit, and tosses it.
Cool. You're now kind of outside the cemetery, and you notice there's I'm going to free up a little bit more map for you. Not a creature, but there's like a tall bluff to the north of you. There I gave enough of, and there's sort of a brush forest to the west of you, leading off to a larger actual forest.
What's Doggo gonna do?
I think Doggo
that was the end of his turn.
Yep, hit EOT for us. Thank you. I just hadn't had time to mouse over there yet.
Okay, so wow. Okay, so I hit that skeleton.
Yeah, good idea. And you slaughter that skeleton, which you can narrate.
I got pissed, and because I'm pissed, I swing and basically smash the skeleton.
Awesome. The graveyard goes eerily quiet. Perhaps the people practicing the Thriller dance are in between numbers right now.
So, what do we do?
Well, you made it all the way through, and you do have time left to play today. That amount of time being approximately an hour or so. So you have time to either clear up the graveyard, or flee and go home, or climb this cliff to the north of you. I'll tell you this, you're out of the graveyard right now, though. You're on the edge of it. That wall represents the northern edge of the graveyard. The rest of its mysteries, treasures, and solutions lie within its humble walls. It's an evening.
The question is do we keep pushing on in this miserable condition, or do we try to keep clearing the stuff?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. That's exactly the question. Do you want to clear up a graveyard of probable undeads and name them? Or would you rather take your character back to town so you are not subjected to wind and rain and mud and dead bodies and coffins and things? Such other unpleasantries as that.
I'd probably ask and just kind of look and see how banged up everybody is, because...
that's a good measure. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah.
So, I mean, I would look at Doggo and see how banged up Doggo is.
Let's see if this works. Is that accurate or is that inaccurate, Chris? Okay, yeah, it's not right. I don't have it correctly programmed for that macro. My bad. He doesn't have one hit point. He's got 11, I think.
He's decently banged up.
I'd look at Adrian and ask him, see how banged up he is.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that macro.
I'm down really 2 hit points.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I had some great ideas for HP macros, but I haven't got them refined to where I need them yet. I was just looking at editing it now, but it's too complicated to do while I'm DMing.
So, knowing that everyone is slightly banged up, I suggest that we go back and say, yeah, we cleaned this place out and stuff.
All right.
Vardy growls at you when you make that suggestion.
I kind of look at you with this, like, what?
He doesn't feel right cheating the Brotherhood of their tasks.
That's probably smart.
And I look at the dog back and I go, what do you want me to do about it? I only got 2 more spells to cast for today.
So enough time passes in the town that the rumors persist that the graveyard is still causing people's problems. But you do spend a few nights there and recover your spells and HPs and perhaps your confidence. And you're ready to go back out into the wilderness again to see if you can seek some fame and fortune. Indeed.
Yeah, well, I guess we're back at it again, huh?
So you can be, or you can take another path entirely. I don't want to take that decision away from you guys. It is up to y'all. But we don't have to play out every night in the city. But what I would like to do is spend a few moments with you each, saying how you would spend your time in the city. I have a pretty good idea from past sessions, but a little narration of it's always good. Jesse, what are some of your favorite hobbies in the city of Harakote? I think I know. But...
I guess watching the people fight at the Thunderdome.
Yeah, okay. You spend some time doing that, indeed. And you can visit any of the massage parlors and things that you previously labeled on the map.
Wow!
And
look at that map.
I think you also continue a little bit of your study of, where to find enchanted magic items in this world. As you go, does anyone tell you can find any enchanted magic items in this graveyard, or do they say, no, that would be definitely a waste of your time?
I don't think anybody's mentioned the graveyard to me yet.
Huh. Okay. No one mentions the graveyard to you other than to say you do overhear people talking about how there's, the dead walk in the graveyard and stalk
the dog got us involved with the graveyard. Or actually, no, Koo got us involved with the graveyard.
In last week's session, all 3 players had some kind of connection to it.
Well, I think the goal is to, go back because Doggo made it pretty apparent. He's like, come back. So, we regroup. I think we could do it again. So, but that's up to everybody else. I'm just kind of chilling like, yeah, what are we going to do? We're going to make some money? Are we going to do some stuff?
Is somebody actually paying us for this gig?
Of course, I'd look at you with a perplexed look like, what, we're not getting paid for this gig? I thought we were getting paid for this.
I assume the brother would have some sort of payment for you guys.
Cool, no
and
worries.
it would come from the quote unquote caretakers of the graveyard.
Yeah. It would be a portion of their payment to the organization. You'd be subcontractors.
Well, putting it that way, I think we could probably do it. It's just a question of you're up for it, Adrian. We had a crappy day the other day. Maybe we should try again, see if we can do it.
Sure. I have faith.
As long as we just avoid the crap that was going on earlier.
Yeah, as far as your motives, I
don't
remember, Jesse. Maybe you might not have even been here at that part of the session. If money is what motivates you, that's fine. I don't remember specifically offering a reward because a lot of PCs in this tend to say, they offered me 500 gold, but I don't really care about that, so we're not going to do that quest anyway. So, it's honestly, like, if you don't want to go to the graveyard, you can tell me about another quest that your character has heard and which part of the world you want to go to. But if you do want to go to the graveyard, then you can tell me why you want to go to the graveyard. But I don't want to take you into the city and walk around all day reading random NPCs until I find one that convinces you to go there. If you guys, as a player, if you want to go there and play that adventure, then make a reason why you do want to, and say that reason.
Well, we left it unfinished. I mean, that's a reason right there.
All right.
Yeah, that's a big reason.
All right.
And besides, when you're poor as shit, anybody offering you money is better than nothing.
Okay, so you guys are poor, and you're going to end up making some money from the from the client of the Brotherhood. You want to use the tokens that we had before and just move them back to the entrance of the graveyard?
That works.
Can you guys all move yourselves back to the entrance of the graveyard?
Because we gotta hunt this whatever's doing this stuff back, you know. Otherwise, we get nothing, and then we spend all 2 days doing this stuff, and we get nothing. We can't do that.
The fearful visage guards the entrance of the gate again. What time do you get here?
A little after brunch.
Okay. You guys have a lovely brunch in town. What's one item that you order for brunch? If you're Adrian?
Scrambled eggs.
You have a delicious scrambled eggs at brunch, and as that is still digesting, you arrive here, and you almost throw up at the grotesque sight of this guardian of death at the door.
Boo! Bad Death Spectre.
He stands right beside you. What do you want to do about him? You gonna ignore him? What if he's real today? What if he was only an illusion on Sundays, and now that it's Monday, he's real. He's on the job of harvesting heads.
Well, then you might stab me in the back or something. But
all right,
I don't think he's real.
He swings at you with his scythe, and he misses.
Does it feel real when it goes by?
You see it go by, and it's very scary, but you don't feel any wind.
Okay.
You want to wait and see if he connects on the next swing?
I'm just going to continue on my way into the cemetery, I guess.
All right. You ignore the guardian at the gate. What about you, Hadrig? Are you afraid?
I'm a little curious, but we went past them, so I'm just going to go on past them.
All right. And
I don't necessarily want to find out if it is real today or not. I'm just going to be like, yeah.
Okay, you enter the cemetery and you see 3 churned up graves immediately. This one and these 2 over here.
I probably would study the graves and see how fresh they look.
Okay.
To determine.
These 2 look like it was a few days ago, and they have splinters of bone fragments on top of them. You also find a couple of short swords and 10 gold pieces.
I probably would motion over to Adrian and be like, "Yo, Adrian, there's like short swords and some gold over here. And
loot!
Come on, Doggo, come on!" So, I mean, if anything, I think we would break out the bag and start packing stuff in the...
Yeah.
Pack it up and take it all so we can keep searching.
Okay, the mud has started to dry away here a little bit, and you keep searching, and as you search these 2, you don't find anything more on these 2 graves. You want to check these ones over here to the west, or are you going on up north?
Well, I guess I'll take a look, walk over to there and take a look. I'm not going to tread on anybody's grave because there's no reason to.
This one's caved back in, but it looks like no caretaker has come. That's one of the things you notice. I don't know if any of you has an etiquette proficiency, but no one has come to repair the damage. I wanted to be sarcastic about it and say like you see a hole dug by a dog, but basically this is the one that the dog dug out earlier. So there is a loose. I'd say the more notable thing is not that a giant dog dug out this grave several days ago, but that no one has come and refilled it. So it's just naturally the walls have caved in a little bit. So some dirt has covered the coffin at the bottom, but there's still a pit there because the dog dug it out so deeply.
My guess is that the caretakers are probably scared off by that stupid illusion at the gate.
I agree. That's a good point.
Well, that's a point too. But it would be kind of strange that that nothing ever got fixed in the time.
Yeah, I think Jesse's right though. They'd be more likely to fix it if it was if some heroes would come and get the undeads out of the way, so it wasn't such a dangerous place for the locals. Well,
then you are correct, Jesse. Let's keep looking. Be wary because we don't know what's around here. So.
All right. I'm zoomed to a good spot where I can watch token movement. So go ahead and take a little movement. Where you actually step sort of does depend. Does matter a bit.
I will stay on the cobblestone and follow the pathway to the north.
Okay, let me clear that up for you. There you go. Yeah, I mean you see churned dirt on all three graves that are in a row here. The one to the right of you and the two to the left of you. They don't look dug out. They just look like something. I don't know how to explain it more without giving it away. Something can occasionally stand up there and then bury itself back in and then stand up again another day.
Did we heal while we were in town?
Yes. Heal back up. That's one of the reasons you had to stay a few days. Is get all the spells, and I figure you even if you have enough spells to heal all the way up, yeah, you slept one night and then used your spells, slept again. Adrian had an appointment at a massage parlor that he didn't want to miss. Things like that. Now you're back. It's not as rainy and stormy today. The ground is a bit more dry and dusty, but no one's been taking care of the cemetery, and some undead still live here. You can sense them around Hadrig with your shamanic ways.
So there's obviously something around here, but also causing these things to pop up. I don't know.
Yep.
I guess I would look at Doggo and be like, Havarti, do you smell or sense anything undead?
Mm-hmm. Havarti, you can smell the stench of what can we call them? Animated undead. Not living undead, but animated undead in front of all three of these graves. These headstones.
When he says that, Havarti will just start digging up.
Okay.
Right here.
Sure. As you start digging up there, a skeleton pops up and starts grasping back at you. So I'll move it onto the map, and you can attack it first, Havarti. It's right under you, token-wise. Oh, okay. You paw at him before he's even able to stand up, and then bite on him, and you decimate him. You break that skeleton right apart.
And Hadrig asks if there's any undead. I rip off the arm, pull it out, and drop it in front of him.
Yep. You drop an arm bone right in front of the dwarf.
I kind of would chuckle and be like, yeah, point taken. But then I would kind of notice how when he walked across the one part of the grave, the skeleton popped out. So I would probably suggest to everyone, it seems like when we crossed over the graves that they come to life, so we may want to.
Vardy starts digging the next one as he's saying that.
Okay, another skeleton pops up, and let me roll.
Let's sigh.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Okay, again, you get to go first on this one, Vardy. You dig him up, and you get to pod him as you're freeing him from the dirt. You can tell me what your rolls are, because I'm
18 for 5.
Okay, so the 18
guessing 11 or 10 to hit.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that. Okay, so 18 for 5. I follow you now. I thought you were saying your 3 hit rolls were 18, 4, and 5. But you,
gotcha. 11, 18, 10.
Okay, so I'm going to inflict the 5 damage on him, and then he's going to get to attack back on you. He's got a bow and arrow in the picture, but he's going to use his dagger.
Yep.
-5. Okay, I took the 5 off of him. And he hits you for this much damage. A 6. Wow. A powerful stab on you.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's a painful stab at this level. That was a max damage thing. All right, Hadric and Adrian, how do you guys respond? You see Havarti digging up multiple graves that are side by side and killing the undead in each one after another. But now he's entangled in a melee with one.
Well, I mean, obviously I'm not going to let the dog fight him by himself, so, I mean, as skeleton scabs him, we hear the dog.
This is what happens when you give dogs rights.
I know, exactly, isn't it? Damn dog always getting us in trouble. So, I mean, I guess initiative or reaction swing?
I figure you get an action now, and then Jesse gets an action, and then if I need to roll an initiative, I will. But it's only one Skelly at this point, so I don't think the
number generator hates me. So I miss completely.
You miss indeed, yeah. Let's just go around again. So Skelly's going to go again. Well, did Adrian go?
I haven't gone yet.
Okay, go ahead and go. And this is kind of round 1.
I'll try and reach out and try and shocking grasp it.
Okay. You're back with another pocket full of shocking grasps. And you reach out to grasp him. I think you need to hit an AC 10 for that. Is that, do you know? Or is it automatic, or should I look it up?
It says area of effect is creature touched.
Yeah, a touch attack means you got to hit an AC 10. So you got to roll like a D20 plus 1 and get 10 or better. If you miss, the spell might... Okay, you hit. So you reach out and touch someone for how much damage?
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, you shocked that skeleton. And, you shocked it into explosive little bits of bone shards. All right, onward, crew. I'll give you some treasure for those guys. I'll add it to the total treasure later, so you can kind of search their pouches and stuff. You get a couple GP and a couple minor weapons. Nothing too significant. Yeah, right there, huh? Okay. Well, indeed, you're smart, Havarti. You find another skeleton comes up. This one's a little different kind, but one of these kind of skeletons comes up, and I'm gonna see if he gets a first attack on you. This? Nope. You can go ahead and attack him. And that is enough to kill it. Good job, Havarti. Okay, you're really cleaning up this graveyard. You just
rip off another arm and drop it off in front of Adrian.
Yeah. As you're digging into the grave, you catch a bone in your teeth and just and you shake the skeleton to pieces, and all in that one hit. Very, very good. Okay, what's your next destination? You guys are on free
Good
action.
question. Since the dog is digging up everything.
Yeah,
So-
the dog is digging up everything. All right.
Don't act like you've never seen a dog dig everything up before.
Chris,
Damn.
go ahead and roll a d4 for me. Okay, you get 2 feet into the ground, and the ground's a little harder than it was the other day. It's dried up a bit. You dig down 2 feet into the ground, and nothing comes up. Hadrig and Adrian, what do you want to do to help Havarti defend himself from nothing?
I'm going to sit back and watch.
Okay.
See what the dog's going to pull up this time. So,
All right, Adrian.
since he's
I'm just gonna wait and see what pops up. Yeah.
Okay, you gonna stay where your token is on the north side of those graves? Sort of effectively a different room than the others are in. You're very close. You can see over the headstones, but you're in a different section. Okay. Havarti, you roll a d4. All right, you get 6 feet down and you encounter the lid of something wooden.
Kind of pounce on it with my paw.
Seems kind of hollow. You want to break through it?
I'll bark, jump out, and look back at the others.
Okay. They're both kind of far away to actually peer down in the hole. You know that the dog has dug a 6-foot hole to China in the yard. Very destructive.
probably look at the dog and just give him that look like, and how's this productive? Exactly.
Hilarious. All right. There's a pathway through the wall to the west of you, Chris. Don't know if you noticed that, but just here's a way through the wall.
It seems nothing's coming out. I guess I'll jump over the grave and head that way.
Okay, I'll clear that section up for you. All right, you get into that section, and there's a headstone there.
Start
Looks like this
digging
one's
up.
got some cobble over it, doesn't it? Making it a bit harder to dig. You can roll a D2. You get 2 feet under the cobble layer, and so far you haven't discovered anything. In your
Just looking at the
grave
dogs. And be like, what's up here? And they kind of walk up the cobble up to the blackout area. Grave robbing dog.
Yeah. Okay, so you do get near that blackout area. All right. We'll reveal that for you. Let me reveal that.
Lex is the brains, okay? I've already doesn't know what to do without her.
It's sort of a free action, like Havarti. Just space them out. You can roll another. You can roll a D4 now. When you get down to 6 feet down, I'll tell you what you encounter down there. Yeah, you're still digging. You're only 3 feet down. Havarti moves around. Oh, Havarti, I missed your exact footsteps there, and I kind of wanted to know how you got from there to there.
I jumped
sorry.
over this
Hold on.
grave.
Not Havarti.
Then-
Hadrig. Sorry. Solid. I wanted to know how you got from that field to that pathway. Can I see that again?
I walked straight up like where the cobblestone would be, so like through the grass here,
okay.
and then up to the cobblestone.
Sure. As you get,
I mean, I'm not worried about the grave that's here because there's stone over it, so it looks like it's fine. But I'm kind of just looking up here in this grassy field.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So it does look paved over there, and just after your foot goes across one of the cobblestones, the brick behind you pushes up, and a strong hand comes up out of it. Then a couple more bricks push up with a spout of dirt and soil behind them, and a large club comes up out of the ground, and then the rest of the body starts to follow. Someone's coming up out of the ground just there.
Oh, fuck me.
Okay, Havarti D4. Dig, Havarti, dig. 2 more feet down. So you are now 5 feet down, and you still haven't encountered any monsters. Adrian? Hadrig?
Big thing just popped out of the ground and threw me. And I kind of run over this way, screaming, "All right, Adrian, big thing! Big bony thing! Help!"
Huh. A big bony thing.
Let me see where your token is. Where did you run to? Okay, right there. Okay. Gotcha. You're shouting over some bushes and stuff. They can hear you, but, there's just, it's a Zelda map. There's, some paths are blocked and other paths are clear.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian, you're due for an action. Okay, so you jump over 2 graves that are both dug to 6 feet deep. Make a dex check to see if you got over those.
What I roll?
D20. You're trying to roll it low. Ooh, you did. Yeah, you jump over one grave and then get a foot landed in between and jump over another one. And I've made those pits on the map for you to see. And then you go through a pathway through the wall, and you're now at an area where you can... Oh, no, you still can't see where Solid Hybrid is, but you see a large skeletal creature rising up on the north side of this field. It's about 20 yards away from you.
What does it look like?
I will show you in the chat, and I will describe it. He looks like a monstrous, bony, skeletal creature with a large club.
That's intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
I might kick the dog to get his attention and point out the giant skeleton thing.
Good idea. Alright,
Yep.
I guess I can initiative us to make it go around from this point. Because this skeleton's, he's up and he's going to want to do some stuff. With quickness. Adrian's the quickest of all, though.
Adrian is going to... I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to panic and do nothing. Wait for it to either come closer or
Okay, you're panicked and do nothing. That's your RP, that's fine. I hate for you to feel like you can't do anything, though, but I get it. Havarti.
Havarti's going to leap out of his hole.
Yeah? You don't want to dig another D4?
He heard Hadrig screaming and panicking earlier.
Oh, man, you was almost down to a treasure box. Okay.
So he's going to leap out.
And
assuming he sees the thing, he's going to start bounding towards it.
Yep. You
growing
see it?
as he runs.
Alright. I think you can get a half attack, so I think your bite won't count, but your paws will. Does that make sense? Or do you want to do the other way around?
No, that'll work.
Okay.
Oh.
10, 13, let me see. And that's with your modifiers included. Yeah, it definitely dodges out of your way and holds you off with its club and paw. Not paw, its long, bony arm.
You bitch.
Solid dwarf. Time check, okay.
I figured... let me see. After the initial surprise, I'll recover.
20 to 40 more minutes, so we'll definitely try to get all the battles finished up in 20 minutes, and then we'll talk about some individual treasure and stuff. Okay? Go ahead. So you do what, Solid?
Mouse. Come on, stupid thing. There you go. So, yeah, I'm just going to cast Bless on all of us.
Oh, everybody's blessed. Okay, that's a great idea, and the undeads hate that. I don't remember if it gives you any additional benefits against undead. Oh,
just
gosh.
Against fear and +1 to hit.
Alright, this monster skeleton now is going to try to attack with his club against Havarti. So, oh, good. I thought I closed the window for a second. Didn't. Okay, rolling. He missed you, though. The large club thuds on the ground as the dog darts out of the way from it. New initiative, Havarti at the top.
Going to again bounce on top of it. (13, 23, and 12 to hit.
With the 23 being a natural 20. That's the only one that hits. And that's the one you rolled the worst damage on, but I'll give you some extra for it being a nat 20, and you can describe it a little more. So basically, you do knock away a couple of bones from this guy, but he's still got a lot of bones left.
Yeah, that's just it. He lunges forward. First one misses. Kind of braces himself against the tombstone. Goes to bite it, misses, and smacks his arm with his other paw.
You can hit EOT until the next player they're up.
I keep forgetting that thing's on there. Sorry.
So Havarti's fighting it, and I move around the side and see if I hit it. So 14, and is it large or small?
This guy's large. It's a big old monstrous skeleton.
Hit? Well, I'm sorry, 15 hit.
Checking. Yes. 14 or better hits,
so,
actually.
9 points of damage.
Okay. 9 points, taking it off the guy. Oops. Wrong key. There we go. Okay, I did it. He's still alive.
Yep. It's Adrian's turn.
Thank you.
Adrian's going to throw his lasso at it and look this thing directly in the eye and say, I've got a bone to pick with you.
It's going to be so funny when something uses that against you. Oh.
All right, you try to lasso the large skeleton, and I check something that's related to that to see if he can break out. And... oops, I rolled it twice. I'll take the second time, or I'll take the first time. He struggles against it and becomes entrapped and then snared.
Yay!
Okay. You're ensnaring his arms and his chest.
Okay.
In other words, it kind of didn't get his legs.
That's cool. I'm just going to use it to shock him. Next turn.
All right. He waddles on his legs to a different position. He's bound to where the rope is even maybe around the top of his legs, but he's still got some movement with the bottom of his legs. He uses his quarter movement rate. He can do half a movement rate, but he's on half speed because he's part tied up. He changes position to come around here, and the best you can tell, Adrian, it seems like maybe he's trying to pull you along on the rope.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And hold on, I'm doing a roll to see if he has any additional success with that. You feel a strong tug on the rope, but you can tell that he's magically ensnared and can't get his arms out, so he's just gripping his club with his one hand, but he's not able to swing it at all. And he's just kind of like leaning back on the rope and like digging in, like kind of tug of war, I guess, against you. But he's not. Okay. It's not really working right now. Your magic is working for you so far. You can tell he has a chance, though, of reeling you in. You can tell, if you did this around a giant, maybe a cloud giant or a dragon's neck or something, they would probably fish you in if you kept holding on. Okay, or you'd have to drop your rope. Okay, but this guy's not strong enough to break out, so he won't be able to break out. His arms will be down for hours. So it's you, and you're holding and controlling your rope. You want to go ahead and send the grasp?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we just re-roll initiative?
I re-roll it every round usually to make it a different order each round. So it's round 4. So yeah, I re-rolled it, and you were fastest.
Whoa, nice.
That is an impressive shocking grasp. The shock
Shazam!
goes through him, and that is effective against him, but still not enough to kill him. So as before, you see the X-ray of the body, and the skeleton lights up for a second. And when it's done, he's still struggling against you. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna have him pull against you on the rope. And he doesn't succeed. He's gonna, you can tell while he's pulling that he's kind of trying to maneuver his position, so maybe he could, run around you and get the rope wrapped around you or something, but he's not having any luck with it so far. Your magic item's still working. Quite well. Too well, but a worthy relic. Havarti?
Havarti's going to again try to jump onto its back and...
Good idea. I'll give you a rear attack bonus of +2. So you got a 17, 11, and 25. The 17 and the 25 hit. So the total damage 14. You actually jump on it and crush it. Yep. That did enough damage to it to crush it.
It's like the little Koopas in Super Mario.
The Goombas, you mean?
Yeah. Whatever the skeletons are in the castles.
I don't know.
I was thinking more like the little mushroom dudes that you smash. So.
All right. So we can still do 10 more minutes of the cemetery, and then we can use the end to talk about XP and treasures obtained and stuff like that. So really, and I'll go fast, and you guys can hang with me on fast. Let's just do fast combat and see how much more of the cemetery you can clear up. So your treasure will be maximized depending on how much more you clear up. But I can hang out till 6:30, but I figure we'll end the combat type stuff in 10 minutes or so. Do you have it in you to defeat another grave, and do you know where it is?
Havarti's mission from the order was to completely clear out the cemetery, so whether the others like it or not, he's digging up every grave.
That's hilarious.
No dead things.
Sure. Yeah, that works for me. So start rolling d4s here. Like every minute or so, you can roll another d4 and see how deep you get. When you get to 6 feet down, I'll resolve for you whether there was anyone in there or not. The other 2 players can go sort of on top of Chris.
Well, he'll do it on this one if he saw the other dude come out of the one over there.
Yeah, sorry about that. You're right. Okay, you can apply your 3 feet to that one. That's fair. Okay, 3 feet's not enough to get the information. Adrian?
Looking around the area here, it's kind of still. These 2 down here.
Okay.
So
nothing really there. A couple graves. Okay.
probably kind of move up, look at the one here.
Okay. There is a resident of that grave who has not yet arisen, so let me see if you trigger them or not. Oh, a hand starts coming up out of the dirt. Solid. Right.
Probably would yell as it comes up and be like, let everyone know that we got another one.
So. You seem to have a penchant for raising these things, don't you?
I think we all do today. So.
Okay, so he raises up to fight you, and Adrian, you come up. I don't know how to. I just want to go on a sort of fast mode for the end here. So, Whatever you guys have got to
come
do,
up.
start rolling them. Same for Chris. I'm going to start attacking with my guy, but it'll just go real time now.
Another giant. I'll
He
try
does.
shocking
He
grasp.
does look like that. Yes, he does. Okay, so you'll need a 10 or better.
I've already done 6 feet.
When you get down to 6 feet, you find that there is a busted up coffin in there, and the body is gone from it.
Right.
Hmm.
I'll jump out.
Hmm. Join in the fight with the others. Okay, Adrian.
Yep.
Is that a shocking grasp? Okay, 6 points of damage.
Yep.
Adrian's shocking grasp for 6, and then Hadrian, you
4.
can tell me what happened. Did you hit?
17 to hit, plus, since is it large or small? If it's
He's
large,
large.
it's 4 points. So
Okay.
4 points of damage.
All right, Havarti, have you got to go here?
Yep.
This is going to be against
12,
Hadrig.
13, 17.
A 21 against Hadrig's AC, probably a hit, huh?
Yeah.
The skeleton hits you with this club for only 2 points of damage. Havarti, you miss hit, and I'll take that 9 points off, so you steal a significant rib bone off of the monster. I'll make sure I'm selecting the right one. Huh, it's not letting me select him again. Okay, there, got it. So -9, it's still alive. It is still alive. You guys go again, he's gonna go again.
15 for 8.
15 is a hit, and 8 points is not enough to kill him. He goes against
think I
you
got
and misses.
Hit for another
Havarti
6.
crushes him. Havarti crushes him,
You
and
guys
he also gets shocked to death at the last second. Okay. Hadrig, you hear the sound of the song Thriller by Michael Jackson playing off to the west of you. It's coming out of your... It's in your left ear. Do you want to go examine it?
I
Or
probably would just
tired.
tell everyone it's like, why do I hear music? Oh God!
Some people come dancing towards you, lifting their arms up in both directions simultaneously.
Let's see. What am I going to do? I think I'm going to try, since there's a horde of them. Nope, that doesn't turn them. So,
Okay, you attempt to turn them, holding up your holy symbol. They come walking rhythmically towards you. All right, go on. Someone else.
I did 6 points to the. Well, that thing's dead now, I guess.
Yep, you killed him last round. All right. Another zombie's attacking. Oh, Hadrig, do you have or Havarti? Did you just roll a go to?
Towards the closest one, yeah.
Does 16
think only
hit your
21
AC,
hit.
Hadrig? Yeah, 21 hit.
I think it does, yeah.
-11 didn't quite kill that zombie, or you took about half of his life. Okay, so this guy double hits you, and that inflicts a disease on you. So let me check what happens with that. It's a certain kind of zombie. If it strikes with both hands, it clings fast, okay? It grabs your face, your dwarvish face, and one hand pulls on your beard, and the other one holds the back of your head, and he pulls him towards his muddy chest. On the next round, you have to do a certain kind of check to try to break free. Essentially, this muddy zombie is trying to suffocate you by holding you against its muddy and maggot-filled chest cavity. It's pulling your face into its chest cavity. No damage, but you're trapped there. It's actually supposed to do a little damage, but for fast combat, I'm not going to worry about that. Go on. Yep. Anybody else? More zombies are going. Tell me if there's anything I haven't resolved. I think I've already done Havarti's that's above. Some more zombies creep up on you and they miss. Anybody else?
I'll try to shocking grasp the zombie.
You got one left? Okay, I believe you.
I think so.
I didn't keep track of them, but you have to if you're the magic user. Okay. You hit a zombie with a grasp for 9 points of damage. I'll need you to tell me which zombie it is.
Probably the one directly in front of me.
Okay, the one in front of you. All right.
That one.
Yeah, he takes your shock. He's not immune to that. That works. Yeah, the shock goes all through his body. And keep going.
I think I'll try to break free if it's possible. So
Okay,
what's the
D20 roll low.
D20 roll low?
Yeah, does an
This
18
will probably be the one
hard?
time I roll high.
You
Oh,
made it.
all right.
Okay, you break out of his. You push your face away. So that just took up one round of attack. We're not going by rounds of initiative here. Just go as fast as you can. So you can go ahead
that's
and
fine.
do your next attack. The dog takes damage.
Party
though.
hits twice for 11, I think.
Okay, which one?
It's gonna be whatever one's closest.
Still need you to tell me that you're surrounded by 3.
I'll do the one to the right, the north one.
The north one. Okay, thank you. Okay, 9 damage. Did that. I think you said 9. Hadrig, you break out, and you can be working on your next attack, and the dog gets hit once for 3 points of scraping damage from a zombie's claw.
20 for 5 to the nearest one.
Okay, you're going to destroy that one. He had already been hit several times. The only problem is I can't select him because it's so crowded. Okay, nope, that's the wrong one. Yeah, here it is. Ah, darn it, I killed Havarti. I'm so sorry.
Havarti's dead! Run!
Looked like I had the right one selected.
Where did it come from?
I unkilled you. I guess Havarti moved north, or moved off of the zombie, so I can select it. It's under you. Thank you. Where is... Oh, okay, it's this one. Alright. I guess it's that one. I don't know. I seem a little confused with the HP totals. Let me look at all of them. Okay, alright, let me put that was... Here, putting that one back. Okay, now you're good. Or you can move one square west, Havarti. That might help. There we go. Now the dead zombie is dead, and the 3 that are still fighting are still there. And we're pretty much to the end of it. Does anybody want to do more attack rolls against zombies?
Yeah, might as well keep fighting. Since we're...
Okay, one flees and digs his way back into a grave. Havarti, you'll probably have to come back next week to fight someone. Okay, well, go for it. Just roll them fast, and help me resolve them fast, because I want to get to the end of battle.
That's a miss.
I'm going to roll a few for these guys,
He
too.
digs 4 feet as he tries to bury himself.
Alright, you catch up with the zombie, and you can add damage to him. So I'll take like the 11 damage, I guess, or maybe both the paws. It's 11 either way. I'll take 11 damage off of him. He's still trying to dig away from you, deeper into the dirt. You've now like separated probably his feet from his legs, but his claws are still getting him deeper in there.
Dig in another 2 feet.
You catch up to the zombie again. You can inflict damage on him again. I got an 18 against Adrian. A zombie punches you, Adrian, for 2 points of damage. He wasn't able to pull you in for a disease. Then another one punches Hadrig again for also 2 points of damage.
Bah!
And then, Havarti, what's your new damage total?
16, assuming the 16 and 14 hit.
You got him. You re-kill the undead zombie as he tries to crawl back into his grave. Okay.
Pulls out a shoulder piece.
All right. Any more attacks? I almost want to just call
Yeah,
it
we
and
might
get to
as
the
well
end.
since we're still swinging. So 17 for 5.
5 is not enough to kill a zombie, so he attacks back at you.
I think all three of those hit for 23 total on one of these things.
All right, that'll take out the lower one. You jump up there and kill that lower one. You gotta move a little further away from him. I can't select him, Chris. Your token must be a bit big compared to. It's got kind of like a little bit of an aura around it that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Okay, thanks. Now I got it. Also, if I was more zoomed in, more I could, but I like to be zoomed out for this. Okay, you guys are doing good. You guys are doing good, but they're still coming at you. This one's still swiping.
That's probably a miss. 11.
Okay, this one runs away to over here. And he seems to be trying to dig into a grave on the edge of the park over here. Okay.
And Marty's chasing him.
Okay. 20.
13, assuming the 2 hit.
13 damage, just enough to kill him. He had 11 hit points left. Alright, everybody reconvene by the Reaper of Death at the entrance and exit of the graveyard. And let's cue you guys up there. We're playing a little episodic, so in real life, more stuff happens.
Speed, D&D.
More stuff happens, but you guys get down here. Now I want to roll out a magic item that Havarti ran across as he was digging through the graves today. So I also want to let you know that when you get back to the Brotherhood in the town, and this is Speed D&D also, when you get back to the Brotherhood in the town, they inform you that there's still reportings of sightings of something at the graveyard. And so you've not 100%ed the graveyard, you've left a little tiny portion of it in the black. And in the black is another grave that is still a respawning point for more undead to come out of. So you cleared 90% of the graveyard, but still haven't completed your mission. So you don't get the full reward from the Brotherhood. But you did manage to dig up a magic item, and I'm going to get my books and roll it out with you. We're going to need a D... it's 2 dice. I think it's a D100 and a D1000. You want to roll those, Chris?
Oh, you Hedrick.
Nope, it's if I've been saying Hadrig, I'm saying it wrong. It's Havarti that dug it up.
What do I roll? A D100 and D1000?
Yeah, I think so. I gotta get my books. I gotta wake up my dog. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, little dog. Gonna get my magic books and find out what you got. Yeah, I wanted to finish the combat because I wanted to save enough time to get this. It could be very exciting. Going off headphones for a second. I'll be right back.
What can be more exciting than the magic rope of snaring and shocking?
Do-do-do.
The party gathers silently, standing for many minutes with their back against the cemetery wall, not knowing what to say. Adrian looks pale, muted, like he's lost his voice. Hadrig pounds the ground with his club, knowing he's been injured by some club-bearing monstrous skeletons. Havarti chews on some toy that he dug up out of a grave, while the DM looks through the charts to find out what it is. Since combat's over, and we got a few minutes left in the game, while the DM's looking up the magic item and dialoguing with that for Chris, we'll open it up for role-playing free action, as if you're around the campfire or deciding what to do next or reviewing your day.
What you chewing on there, boy?
The dog looks blankly back at you after your question.
Oh, doggo.
Oh, forgot I.
Roll a 1d5. Roll 3d 159s. It's not a common dice type, Chris, but Roll20 has one, so you can roll it 3 times. Their Roll20's D159, as long as no one else is using it right now.
Forgot I swapped to push to talk for a second.
So I'm going to roll up a few different selections here and see which one comes up the most fitting. So it's going to be a combination of randomization, but also I'm going to pick the one that's the most fitting from what we come up with. So I'm going to take these 3 1d59s, and I'm going to also look up your 32. And I never saw your D1000. Oh, there's your D1000, okay. So I'm going to look up the 32707, and then I'm going to look up the 61, 27, and 48. Is that right? I'm flipping through the book, so any of you guys can answer. Doesn't really matter. Jesse, that'd be fine, or Solid Hybrid, or Chris, or I could check with Lex or Rainbow
I
Six.
forgot I swapped to push to talk.
Okay. Back to the magic items if you want to get your treasure for today. So let's do the 159s first. So what numbers have you got?
61, 27, 48.
Well, let me check 61 first. And then you can tell me the next one. Hold on a second. Let me check on this one. Okay, could be that one. I'm not going to rule it out. Let me check in the other ones and see if they're more fitting for you. So I've got that one. Let me bookmark it so I don't lose this page. Oh, this is back to like old school D&D. I need my post-it notes here. I have to use a napkin for now. Okay, it might be that item, but it might be one of the other ones if it's more fitting. What's your second item?
27.
27. Ooh, that sounds awesome. Let me see what this does. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet unless I decide on it, but as I'm reading through it, I'll just say that it says, this is a powerful and dangerous device and should only be used in high-level campaigns.
Its power is only exceeded by its mystery.
Let me check out what it does exactly.
And thus we start our second characters.
Right. This would definitely be a window to the second characters, so it's a possibility. I'm not going to rule it out. It's not a terrible roll. Okay, I mean, that's maybe less likely than the previous one, or more consequential than the previous one. Okay, what's your third choice? Your dice's
48.
third choice. 48. Okay, let me look this up. And then I'm going to look up one more in a different book using your D100, D1000. Interesting. Interesting. So I've got several good items that could work now. Should I look up the fourth one, Chris, or should I just pick from these three?
You should give him the continuum transfunction.
Up to you.
I'll look up the other one. It'll just take a little more time. What time is it? I'd like to finish the whole thing by 30.
20.
20. So we got 10 more minutes. So in 10 minutes I can do this. So Chris, help me out here. I'm in volume 1. Let me see what the D100 will do for us. Oh my goodness. So many items in here. I need to come back and read this book from cover to cover someday because it's got some cool appendixes in it. 1 to 3. Table 1 to 0, 0. What does that mean? Still finding the tables. Okay, so tell me you're rolling the D100 one more time. 32, maybe?
32.
Okay, and then
707.
707. Let me turn to the right page and look up 707. It's going to be in the section C. Okay, here we go. 707. 707. Okay. That's pretty interesting also. Alright, let me think. Who would affiliate with this the best? Adrian? You still here, Jesse?
Yep.
Adrian, you noticed that, okay, the dog has a magical item, which I'm still determining what it is, and he's playing with it like it's a toy at first. And he's also got a bunch of mud and dirt on him. You detect that some of the dirt on the dog's paws can be, you know how to turn it into a dust of quasi-elemental charming.
I'll be happy to clean the dog up.
That means, so you want to write down, you got a magical item, Dust of Quasi-Elemental Charming. And
Okay.
Let's see, which ones are the quasis, Chris? Is that the, let's see, is that the dust, ash, vacuum, and salt or something like that? I think it basically means you've got a dust that'll let you charm a dust elemental. Unless the
Cool.
quasis are in between, in that case it would be a mud elemental. I'll have to look up the quasi and see if it's dust or mud. But this would let you charm one of those and use it for your commands. It would be under your command. All right. Does anybody know? Does anybody have the Google right now? Jesse, could you Google something for me?
Sure.
Or I think I know. You may know this word. I think I just realized what it is. It's Jacinth. Jacinth. I think it might be a kind of flower. That's what I think I just realized it is.
It is a reddish gem of the zircon variety.
Oh, it's a gem. Okay.
So it's reddish orange.
There's a gem, a mask, a book, and I feel like there was one other one. Okay, here we go. A gem, a mask, a book, or a monocle. A gem, a mask, a book, or a monocle.
Oh, a dog wearing a monocle would just be awesome.
Chris, which one do you think you dug up? A gem, a mask, a book, or a monocle? It's something that you dug up out of a grave, in addition to some magic dirt, which I gave to the person who could use it, Jesse. So, do you want to have dug up a book, a mask, a gem, or a monocle? The gem is shaped like a flower. Push to talk.
Damn it. I rolled a d4. Looks like it was a gem.
A gem, okay. All right. You have received a crystalline fist-size flower made from orange gem facets sewn together with strands of gold. You are chewing on it in your mouth as if it was a dog toy. Contact with the flower does something to you, which I will now need to whisper you on the side or take you in a voice room and tell you. We're probably going to have to go into a voice room, but I'm going to whisper you this in text real quick. So whisper to Chris, and that way you can RP and tell the other guys that whatever you want. Chris, I whispered you in Roll20. Did you see that yet? Chris, push and respond.
Push to talk. I'm sorry, I'm used to not having push to talk.
I know.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so can you describe that to the other PCs? Like, what happens to you? What do they know? You're chewing on an orange flower with strands of gold. It turns out to be a magical gem. And I don't know, did your appearance change or your smell or?
Havarti smells a little bit less. That's one thing you notice. It's a little perfumey.
Okay, I've got a further detail for you before you finish answering. Hold on. The PC specifies a floral scent, which you smell deeply of. Okay.
Rose, I guess.
Okay, so you smell all of a sudden the dog smells quite rosy, and you notice that he's kind of chewing on something.
And I've got a really bright smile now.
Okay.
That I did not before.
All right, there's some more effects to it too. Let me see. So you smell like a rose is the immediate effect that other people notice. I think the rest of the effects don't come up till later, and I'm going to be a good DM. When I get, I'm such a factual person and stuff that I want to just tell you all the effects and have you write them down. But that would spoil all surprises with it. So right now you're chewing on a crystalline gem that makes you smell of roses. And do you want to go ahead and tell everybody what your charisma score is?
Humorous.
You're a very
Humorous.
Aren't you? You're charisma 21, aren't you?
Nope. It was 6 before, so now it's 11.
Oh, I thought you had a good charisma because you were a dog. I guess you had a bad charisma because you were converted into a dog, so you're a bad attitude dog.
He it was more so he was a dirty mutt and, kind of a nuisance, a street dog walking around.
Cool. Well, now you've got more of a regular dog charisma in the average for dogs. An 11, so people kind of like you, actually. You're not so bad after all. And you smell pleasantly of roses. So, an oversized dog that smells like he farts roses all day. That's not bad. Alright, are you guys ready for a story? We'll finish the game session today with a story. We've got 4 more minutes.
Story time!
You guys get back into the town, and over the next few nights, you try to do normal things in the town. Havarti, you find yourself with a strange kind of case of insomnia. Sometimes you can sleep, other times you can't sleep at all in the night, and you wake up just during the very middle of the day. I mean, you fall asleep just during the very middle of the day because you're so tired from the night before. When you don't get enough sleep, you find yourself becoming more incoherent and sluggish. You also have dreams. Now, people are treating you more nicely than before. A lot more people are petting you in the town than they were before, since you've got this burst of charisma and you smell so nice. You kind of have dreams that tell you the legend here. So we'll pretend that Havarti has doggy dreams. And tribal legends tell you of the most exquisite gem, which was found by the first dwarves in the mountain range of their birth. The gem was of such unique beauty that their god sent a vision to the first craftsman among the dwarves. So inspired, this craftsperson labored for weeks cutting flawless facets from the fiery orange gem. Minute holes were drilled at the base of each crystal petal, so that the craftsperson could link them carefully together with fine gold chains. The result of their labors was a flawless, palm-sized crystal blossom. Delighted with the creation, the gods gifted the dwarven craftsman with 4 tiny bottles of scented floral oils. Taking each bottle in turn, he thoroughly oiled the blossoms until all of the scented oil was used. The dwarven craftsperson soon found patrons coming to their shop and admiring their work. The craftsperson began to brag to any and all who would listen that it was their artistic ability that had enabled them to craft such a fine piece of work. Of course, the gods were listening and were not pleased. Within weeks, the dwarven craftsperson's family began to worry about him. He had become irritable, and all of his work of late was flawed. He had begun to believe that visitors were trying to steal the greatest creation. Finally, the dwarf fled the dwarven home with the flower, muttering, "Stay back! It's mine! It's mine!" In later years, the dwarf was buried with his flower outside of the city of Hirakote in a graveyard to the north. And this powerful artifact was only dug up many decades later by the human turned into a dog named Vardy. You now have the artifact called the Jacinth, Jacinth of Beauty. The Jacinth of Beauty. It has additional powers. Let me see here. 2 of the additional powers we get to roll. They're not determined. 2 of the additional powers I'm just going to tell you maybe in secret chat, Chris? Or should I tell you openly? Do you have your character sheet still? Alright, I'm telling you in secret chat, Chris. Don't forget to push if you're trying to respond.
Yeah, I was typing it out. I'm switching back. Gotta push to talk. I hate not. Yeah.
Okay. Jacinth of Beauty. It gave you +5 charisma.
There we go.
It gives you something I'm typing in secret chat, and it's basically a magical ability. And then it gives you another magical ability. And then it gives you 2 more abilities that we have to roll up, and then it gives you a curse of, the best way to call it would be irritable insomnia, but it's called chaotic sleep. So you get cursed with chaotic sleep. So you kind of have like narcolepsy and insomnia. You know? You might just fall asleep at any point in time randomly.
Oh, that's nice.
Table 25 and table 22. We still got to roll 2 more effects, and they might be pretty big. So this is an artifact, so things are big in this. Let's see. Table 18, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay. Oh, this is a big time roll. Big time roll. D100, Chris. $80. Okay, that is... Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me type that one in, and then I'll go to the next table with you. Let me type this one in before I forget it. How do you spell it? God. Spell check. Okay, and that is once per day. Okay. And there's going to be one more roll. Give me a second. Oh my god, this thing has a lot of abilities. Alright, table 22, okay. Table 22. Table 22 needs a D20. Another important roll.
9.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Alright. Let me just type that in real quick and then I'll send it all to you. Rearranging the write-up of it. Make it look a little bit better. Okay, hopefully it'll be clear in this which are once a day and which are permanent. A few of the things are once per day. Let me see if I can make those more organized. Almost the end of session. You guys are on 3,000 XP now, so anybody that's leveled up to level 2 or above, you can go to that. 3,000 XP, I think. Or it might have been 3,500. Okay, hopefully this will whisper all to Chris. I don't know. Maybe it might send it to everybody. Oh, okay. It sent part of it to everybody.
Takes me to level 3.
Alright, Chris, you got a Jacinth of Beauty, which gives you +5 charisma, raising you up to 11 charisma. It gives you incredible luck that you can change an event once per week, which will be once every 7 game sessions. That's how that'll be represented. You've got the Curse of Chaotic Sleep, and that's permanent as long as you possess the item, or actually until the item is destroyed. It's very difficult to destroy. You'll have to go on a quest to find out how to destroy it if you want to get rid of that. You can also cast the following things once a day: Charm Person, Suggestion, and Telekinesis. You can also hold on to the item by putting it in your saddlebags or kind of having it attached to like a collar or something. That would probably look pretty good.
I don't know if you caught it earlier, but pulling Alex, he swallowed it before the others noticed.
Okay, so it's in your insides. All right. Does it obstruct? No. Does it ever come out the other end?
I don't know. It's
or do you keep it on the inside? I don't know. I mean, maybe it gets stuck on the inside, and that's how you maintain its effects.
I mean, I think he had planned for it to come out on the outside, but whether it does or not, that's
all right. Well, they'll have to start keeping track of your little piles of poo. The other players can search it every time from now on if they want to gain an artifact.
Cursed artifact.
So this will now be known as Havarti's Jacinth of Beauty. And you can actually rename it from there, but artifacts are supposed to have a name in front of them. So, we're playing the Ancestral campaign before, so it wouldn't be known in this campaign as Havarti's Jacinth of Beauty, but 2,000 years later in the upcoming campaign, that would be a thing. Or that's going to be a thing. So 2,000 years later, everybody knows about that as well as people know about, like, Magic Sword, Holy Defender +5. That's like a famous magic item. The Well of Many Worlds, Big B's Clench Fist, Havarti's Jacinth of Beauty, etc. All right.
Copy that.
End of session. I do not know what I will do next week in the game. I want to do something episodic and start anew. Either go on to the new characters or take these characters further around the map. Definitely encourage you to zoom all the way out, take a look at the overall map, how much of it you've cleared up and how much is still unseen. But we'll either be doing some more second, third level adventures with these guys, or we'll start making our characters for the other campaign. Whichever feels more appropriate then.
I do not like how they've changed the page setup.
Tell me where you're seeing that. because they've done some changes recently, and I'm in the.
Yeah, I noticed they've changed how the stuff is, like how the tables are formatted and such.
Tables are done weirdly. So can you take a screenshot of how it looks so that could you please take a screenshot and send it to me? Sorry for the trouble.
I think it's.
Or just
I
tell
think
me
it's
where is it? It's on your sheet.
Well, yeah, no, it's kind of strange when you used to have the old setup where you would make your tables and so forth, and.
My question is, did it destroy your old tables, or is everything fine?
No, it just modifies it, because if you don't use the space between the stuff that is condensed, so it's strange.
Yeah, it is strange, isn't it? So it's not properly condensing, or can you describe it anymore?
Well, okay, if you look at the character sheet, and it got little entries for each of our little stuff.
Tab. The bio tab.
Yeah, the bio tab. And then you look at the how everything was kind of just lined up by, our adventures.
Mm-hmm.
The last one for last session, I, typed it in because I was a little bit behind, and I had to use bullet points to make it condensed. Because if you don't do it, it's like super spaced, and it's kind of goofy. I don't know. It's kind of a weird, whatever they did, it kind of weirded up things.
Yeah. You can now hold down Shift and press return, then it will have less space. But if you don't do that, it's got a bunch of space. And every place where we ever didn't do it before, it's now probably introduced a bunch of space, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, it's interesting, to say the least. You said hold down Shift and what?
Shift and return. Shift return is different from just hard return. Like the return key or the enter key when you're typing a paragraph or a list or anything. They've got it to where if you do a carriage return, it's got a space ahead of the carriage return. So like paragraphs are broken up automatically. You don't have to down to break them up. But consequently, if you want a list and you want everything nice and tight, now you have to press Shift return or it won't make it tight.
Gotcha. That kind of makes sense why they would do that.
Kind of. Yeah, kind of makes a little wonky.
Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah, they are still making improvements to it, though, so that's why I was trying to collect any bugs that happen to be introduced into our sheet so I could let them know.
I'll have to let them, or take pictures of it and show how some of the weird stuff. Because like right now, like if you do table, another thing I'm kind of noticing is that you still got like the row thing, like where it says row below, row above. That stuff's kind of cool, but the problem with it is now I got the tab sitting in the middle of the sheet, and it doesn't want to go away.
Dang it. I'm so sorry for any troubles that are there.
Oh, dude, it's part of what happens when they want to change stuff. That's all it is. I mean, it's good that they're changing that part because it's been a little antiquated. So.
Yes, the text editor did need updating. It's just sad that it couldn't be fully compatible with what we already had before. But that's cool. I think it's going to be better in the longer run. Or in the short run.
It will.
Typing should be easier.
It's just getting used to it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I hope you don't have to completely redo all your tables. I've heard that it's hard to add a new row to an old table or something like that.
Actually, no. The adding the rows is pretty.
It made it easier.
Just the little thing that does it is kind of sticks around.
Okay, is it a little popover thing?
Yeah, you just right-click.
Okay, they know about that. They're working on that, I think. Someone else has reported that, so they're working on making that hide automatically.
Oh, it's nice having that on there.
Oh, you like it on there?
Yeah, I agree. It's nice. It's a nice feature. I just wish it was like had a little X, little circle and an X in the corner where when you're done using it, you just click it away. So, or there was a way to just pull it up because it makes it a whole having to go to the manual table or the toolbar and having to click it, below. So you can add stuff to tables real fast and easily. It's just that little